Hi, and welcome back to the Secret Swords. It's been a while since we last streamed, and we're doing things a little bit differently just to make few things easier on my end. But in fact, we're not streaming anymore. We're simply recording episodes. So hopefully you're catching this on YouTube. Um, but yeah, we had a hurricane to deal with, among other things. But we're glad to be back. Um, So, who would like to give the recap of what happened last time with the Secret Swords?
I guess it's my turn.
All right,
I
what's
will. I'm requesting assistance because it's been 2 months and it was a very long last session. So if
correct?
anyone can fill in duties or fill in missing stuff, let me just chime in.
I'll do
Sure
my best
thing.
to
So
help. I know what happened, but there are other things that didn't happen that I have in my notes, and I don't have a distinction between them, so I'll do my best.
okay, we started the last session at the end of the battle, or at the end of us freeing Sarkovan from the clutches of Zapali. Um, Sarkovan tells us that Zapali was actually also in the city during the chaos of the festival, and we try to follow him, but he gets away. While we're heading down the tree, uh, the snake god Zyther gets launched off the top of the tree and disappears into black smoke. Uh, we find out that their goal was to kill one of the archdruids to try and weaken the druid connection to the Eochora trees. Uh, Bakoven then goes into this explanation about why the Yuan-Ti were doing all of this, and it's because of a disease that's plaguing their homeland. Um, they needed um, ingredients or something from some local animals here, and then there's this big kind of he said she said where both sides are like, oh, it's their fault, pointing fingers. Um, Sarkovan eventually gives like a forum disclosure at the Ruthless Grasshopper, and where there's a bunch of people listening to it. Eventually, he gets rebuked by Bosson, the Archdruid of the Wildfire Circle, giving the druids interpretations of what happened, saying that the things that the Yuan-Ti were doing were killing some of the sacred beasts the of the land here, and they didn't like that. So they rebuked the Yuan-Ti from getting any more ingredients for their cure. Let's see. Eventually, we take some time to do some downtime stuff after a lot of conversations. Um, Tokara went to try and train with the leader of the Vine Crawlers, and she was given a quest to do some things outside the city. Sarkovan and Lilavati went to the Temple of the Elemental Gods, the glowing pagoda, to try and sort some issues out. Um, the High Priest there gave Lilavati a personal quest to uh, do something to purify the poison in the northwest. Um, Sarkovan gives some information about his special group to the wife of one of the killed vine crawlers that we helped or that we notified her about. Or goes wood cutting for supplies for the arising alloys, where he meets a big tree man called Quiet Root, and the Quiet Root mentions that there are dozens of red dragonborn in the forest to the north. Sorkovan also visits his family, and then finally, Tokara has some dream stuff going on with some druids, where some stuff happens that I'm trying to read through right now. I have written down Tokara sees some sus elves and hears some words. They're very important. But the dream ends before she could get any more information.
Spot on.
And that's all I have written down.
All right. So,
Well, I could add some things.
go ahead.
Please do. I kind of left out a bunch of shit.
No, I think you did a great job. Um, so one thing was Zelpali was there, but also he was there with Talalik and I think other people. Now I'm struggling how many people were actually with him. I think it was two other people. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. But anyway, they all escaped before we could react.
Yeah, it
Um,
was Tlaloc and two other, two Wanty purebloods.
Earbloods. Yep, 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 yep. I can't remember their names, but I have it written down
Yeah,
somewhere.
same.
Um, anyways, another thing that happened was Zilpali actually managed to kill one of the druids in the circle. Um, but it wasn't the druid that Zilpali was targeting. He was actually targeting Vasan or Vasan, or however you pronounce his name. The same guy who was angry at Sorkovan for his forum disclosure. Um, when I was talking to my grandfather, he told me a story about this cruel green dragon, Alrag, slashed this other guy, Vargan's face. He tracked him down. He was approached by this wizard who's in the secret group, which ends up being the Rising Alloys, the same group that Core is a member of. Eventually, he disguises as a performer, defeats Alrag. Then he's going to try and, beat all of Alrag's evil dragon buddies. Eventually, his travels take him to this archmage who was basically being turned evil by a mask he was wearing, I think. And although I think Vargan manages to defeat the mage, but it corrupts him in the process and he starts attacking his allies. His allies are like, we got to find a cure for this thing, but they couldn't. And they ended up just vanishing him to a demiplane in the meantime, I guess, while they're trying to figure that out. But I guess so much time has passed that now we don't really know Vargan's ultimate fate. Um, and I think it's important to note that my grandfather didn't know when he told me that story that I had befriended a dragonborn named Kor who was a member of the Rising Allies, so on and so forth. Um, I had some heartfelt moments with my mother, but my father wasn't there, and they told me that he would meet up with me later, but I don't think that happened before the session ended.
Correct.
Um, I was gonna go with Turkara to the Dream Machine or where the Dream Machine was, but I ended up not going. I think that's about it that I can remember anyway.
Cool. Anything else anyone wanted to add? Alrighty. So, after spending some time in town, um, catching a break from all the chaos and fear of the events leading up to the festival, um, you get some rest. So at this point, everyone should be long rested and all their stuff back to normal. Um, and you've reconvened in the Ruthless Grasshopper. Um, Probably spent the night there after Sorkovins and little performance and the um, rebuttal from the druids. Uh, the morning comes as light shines through the windows in your respective rooms. Um, what would you like to do?
Um, Forgive me, it's been a long time since I've used this accent, but I would like to start my day with a good prayer to Havoc. It has been a while,
Um,
and
mhm.
Chikara will not kneel, for Havoc is the god of leadership, but sit in a warrior position and steady herself and think to Havoc's virtues and pray for steadfast decision making and strength in the upcoming quest across the forest that she knows is coming.
Yeah, you appreciate this moment to take the time to center yourself and focus on what's truly important. Um, yeah.
And then when I'm finished, I will go downstairs, perhaps a nice breakfast.
Uh, and as you all kind of gather downstairs and assemble for breakfast, you're together once more. After spending the day, running your various errands. Um, and let's see.
While we're standing there, I think to myself that I'm pretty sure my mother and my grandfather told me that my father would see me before the day was over. So I probably didn't sleep that well, and I'm probably wondering if he's okay, but I haven't said anything to anyone else.
Mhm. Well, as a matter of fact, as you're having these concerning thoughts, the you see a figure step through the archway. As there's no door to this kind of open air establishment, but you see your father, Helvanton, enter. Let's see if one sec. There it is. All of you kind of see him approach, but he steps towards Storkovan and says, "Storkovan, my boy, it I spoke with your mother and I heard of what happened. How are you feeling? Seems like you've gone through a lot."
Father, I have gone through a lot, but my resolve has never been stronger. Throughout all of the quests that I've had so far, I've just remembered the things that you've taught me, and I'm confident. But there's something that I need to tell you, Father, and I need to tell you this in private. Can we walk away from my friends for just a moment?
Sure. Um, you want to head to a private channel?
Um, no, they can hear this. I just
Okay. What is it?
Father, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I I don't want to hide this from you anymore. Mother, grandfather, I didn't tell them. I didn't have the heart to tell them, but I want you to know. Whenever tragedy befell my betrothed, I went into a dark, dark spiral. But I finally found something that gave me purpose, something that gave me meaning. It gave meaning back to me. I'm going to bring Raquel back to life, and I'm going to do it through the friends that I've made in Ethax. And I know that you may have concerns, and I know that you're my father and that you want what's best for me, but I have to do this. And everything that I've experienced thus far has been leading me down this path. And I just wanted you to know.
He's he wears a stern expression on his face, and he's quiet for a few moments. And he says, "Sir Coven, my grandfather, Cyrazen's father, left Ethax many years ago to come to Sharoner, um, to escape the politics of the four cults there. I don't know the details, but I know that your grandfather is not too fond of them. Sorry, wait.
Understand.
Um, Given that I understand why you feel that you must take these actions. If something were to happen to your mother, I have no idea how I would act, what I would do, and I can't even begin to understand what you've gone through. Um, what you seek will not be easy. You will have to make difficult decisions, but I hope you will make the right ones. I hope that you will appreciate all that you have while still working for what you can gain.
Father, I don't want you to feel like you have to keep a secret from Mother and Sir Ison. So if you feel that you must tell them, then you should. But if grandfather reacts poorly, I would hope that you would just communicate to him that I mean no offense to him and that this whatever happened to my great grandfather, I may never know. But this has nothing to do with that. Um, and I hope that he can understand. But I don't think that there's anything to worry about, Father. These allies that I've made, they're powerful. They're vastly more powerful than I am. And although I can help them and assist them and uplift their spirits and record our adventures, they are the ones who are going to change this realm. And I trust them, and they will protect me. They already have. So I don't want you to worry. I don't want Mother to worry. But we are going on an adventure. I can feel it happening, and before we leave, I just had to let you know. I'm glad that we had this talk, and I'm just glad that you still love me because I was really honestly I was worried. I didn't know how you would react.
Sarkovan, There's enough troubles in the world for all of us to deal with. You shouldn't have to worry about whether your father loves you or not.
And then I just try to hug him.
Yeah. He hugs you back.
I'm sure we spend some more time um, together, but in the back of my mind, I'm just really grateful, and I'm just thinking about how fortunate I am as I start to steel myself for what's to come.
Yeah, you talk for a little bit, and eventually he brings up, there's a lot of dangerous things out there, and it sounds like you're going to need to face a lot of challenges before achieving these goals. I know of some information that may help you, but be careful with it.
You have my word.
You see, Sir Coven, the fiendish blood of the Charred Dominion runs strong in our veins. Our ancestors even spoke of drinking the blood of true fiends to gain an infernal constitution. In my youth, some friends of mine and I hunted down a mighty Barogura. Uh, it it granted me power that flows through my blood and has kept me safe from many troubles that would have killed a lesser man. But that hunt was not worth losing Tadita and Ayanosa to the beast. If you seek to continue traveling throughout this jungle, sets of power may be of use to you, but be wary of what it may cost. I'd trade my fortitude away in a minute if I could have my friends back.
I see. Do you know whereabout in the forest you encountered this fiend?
Their true fiends are not native to this realm. They use trickery and dark magic to find their way here. Sometimes they're summoned by ill-intentioned wizards. Other times they use powers on their own side to reach this destination. So if there's any location that might be, uh, it's very unlikely that there's a location where many of these remain on a permanent basis, but there are lots of people out there who might know more, might have encountered some more recently than the 20 years ago that I fought one. Um,
I see.
and the legends say that any true fiend's blood will provide this boon. Um, the Barogura just happened to be the one that we were able to come across in our time.
I have to say, Father, I'm a little surprised that you're telling me this. I mean, what what made you decide to reveal this to me now after all this time?
A few reasons. The the secret that you shared with me, I felt that I should give you something in return for sharing my confidence. But also, with what your mother told me about the festival, the the Cascallians, Eochora is not getting any safer.
Does
And I,
mother and grandfather know about our blood?
your grandfather was the one who first revealed it to me. I have not explicitly told your mother about it, but she's a smart woman. She's seen me deal with things that have no natural explanation. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's figured it out on her own.
Father, you have no idea how much it means to me that you would trust me with this. Rest assured that I will use this power with respect. This may mean the difference between success or failure, life or death. It is the greatest gift that a father can give his son.
He nods and says, if there's anything else I can do for you, just let me know. I'll be here in Utamanu, and you'll always have a home here.
Just keep vigilance and protect mother and grandfather. That's all that I can ask of you.
That's what I've been doing my whole life, and I'd imagine I'm better at it than most. And he kind of gives a smirk.
Absolutely. And I grin back. And then I guess I give him one last hug goodbye and
Mhm.
wave him off as I return to the party.
Yeah. So he heads out of the inn as you return to the table. But as he kind of passes the table, he turns to the others and said, "Keep an eye on this one for me, will you? Trouble seems to find him more often than I'd like."
That is kind of the reason I like him, actually.
Well,
But yes, I will
glad to know
protect
you're
him.
prepared. And he'll head on out.
Well, he seems like a jolly fellow.
Yes, I'm surprised that he manages to stay so happy all the time with everything that's going wrong in Eochora. But I suppose it's important to keep a good outlook. Maybe we could all learn a thing or two from him.
Strength has many forms.
So, what are we doing? What are we waiting for? What's next? Is
Well,
Lav here?
Um, yeah, he's here and has just kind of been listening to everything that's going on, but hasn't said anything.
Gotcha. And I just look to my allies and see what cool ideas they can come up with.
I know we just talked about this last night, but it seems like it's been months. Maybe we should rediscuss all of the things that we have to accomplish and see maybe the best path to do so. I myself have been given a vision to hunt some dark elves in the nearby forest.
I was given a task to go somewhere northwest and deal with something that's poisoning the land.
And if I remember correctly, the Levati, our quests were quite close to each other.
This does sound familiar.
I too have business in the nearby forest.
And it's very much a coincidence because I have also received word that north of here there were sightings of red dragonborn fleeing in the forest. I believe it's important we should investigate that as well.
Hmm.
Should we purchase a map of the area, or I guess? Well, I try to see how well I know the area.
Um, make it's probably a nature check.
All right.
Um, yeah, I mean, you've been going back and forth between here, places in FX, as well as, I mean, your father's a hunter. He knows a lot about this area. So you picked up a few things. I don't have like a region level map to show y'all or anything like that. However, I do have one with my own notes on it. So or I mean, there is a world map, which is kind of a reference. Um, if one of you wanted to like draw out a map or something like that, feel free to. But I can give y'all a kind of a description of the surrounding area. Uh, if somebody wanted to like take any notes on that or whatever, and where the various locations are
I
that y'all have been described.
I
My
I would love
problem
to take
is
notes.
yeah. My problem is last session I was moving and the book I kept all my notes in was packed up. So I didn't take any notes for all of the really important like location details and
Yeah, yeah, I can
stuff.
go over that.
I I vaguely
Vaguely
remember
remember where we were going. Like I'm on
yeah.
the world map, and I'm pretty sure it was like somewhere in this
See if
location.
there is. Yeah, that's.
It was like the crossing of two rivers. I think both the Lilavati and Takara's quests.
Let's see. Can I? That's. Uh,
Hello, new text. Lake new text.
let's see. I'm playing around with some things. Text.
Where the heaving creek meets the lake of ablution
That's this.
is where I need to go.
Hmm.
Let's go with.
I think it was the Lake of Evolution that I have to go as well.
All right, so that's the Lake of Evolution. Um, and then. Come on. Oh, there we go. This is this is the Heaving Creek. And then. All right, so Torkara. You were told that the elves were likely west of the Heaving Creek, so somewhere in this general vicinity.
Okay.
Let's see. And then and for clarification, just because we're kind of new to this, so Storkoven, the thing that your father described about drinking the blood of a true fiend, if you do that, you will gain the Infernal Constitution feat.
Okay, cool. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you if you could spell the name of that beast. I know I can drink the blood
Uh,
of any true
yeah,
fiend,
yeah.
but I just wanted to.
I'll pop it in the chat in Foundry.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see.
Barlgura.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. Did I give you something specific to do in the forest? Storkoven? Or did you have your own intentions?
Um, you know, as embarrassed as I am to say this, I kind of feel like you did give me a specific task that had to do with the widowed wife who decided to join the Fallen Phoenix based on the information that I gave her, but I really can't remember, and I'm reading my notes and I can't find anything. So maybe it didn't happen because I
No,
feel like I would have
she
wrote
she
that.
didn't. She basically just asked where does she need to go, and you told her.
Okay.
So
Okay,
she
maybe
didn't
I'm
have anything
second
for you to
guessing
do, but
myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
That all right. That sounds right to me. And then let's see. Uh, yeah. So and then Core, Quiet Root said, I believe he said that the Red Dragonborn were on the north shores of the Lake of Ablution.
North Shore.
Um,
They're on the North Shore. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, gee, where did that come from? Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean your quests are in general vicinity, but not necessarily in the same. Also, for reference, each hex is a day of travel. So if you decide to set out, make sure you have adequate rations and any other gear you might think might be useful.
That is helpful.
Inventory. Oh wait, I'm a fucking cook.
As is custom.
I also know Goodberry, so we're kind of good on that end.
I need to decide if I want to ban that spell or not. I think I
You
did it in
better
a
make it
different
quick.
game.
Gonna need to swap that out for something.
Hmm.
Why is this?
If you ban it, I'm taking luck.
Damn.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works, Chris.
It's
Yeah,
it's
that's
make
not how it
believe,
works
ad libbed.
yet.
I can just say it and it's real. I believe that's a quote from Liam O'Brien, Critical Role, Season 1. Welcome.
Such a storied scholar.
Yep. Because I'm 5 years behind.
So am I.
I'm trying to think of like a way that I can keep most of Goodberry without just completely throwing out the concept of maintaining supply as you travel, but I don't know if there's a solution. Um,
Maybe Goodberry can replenish rations that you've already purchased. That doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Um, I'll say for now, don't prepare it. If I
Okay.
come up with something better later on, I'll let you know.
You want me to swap it out now?
That would be appreciated. Because like
Okay, let me go searching.
it's one of those things that just says, "Oh, DM, you wanted to make like travel difficult?" Nah. But like the idea of being able to summon little berries is kind of cool. So maybe like I'll tweak it to be more like better healing, like for combat healing, but not do anything related to like keeping you fed or something like that. But I don't know.
Very level 1.
You could make it like only usable on a short rest. So it's like more of a snack than a day's ration. I don't know.
I mean, because it does two things. It feeds you for the day and restores 1 hit point. And so it's like the 1 hit point, like obviously the best case use that is if somebody's unconscious, but then it's like I don't know. There's also weird things about how that works. Um, no, maybe okay, that's how I do it. It just doesn't fill you up, but it still is enough to like someone who's at 0 hit points. If you feed them a good berry, they will come back, or like be back at 1 hit point and be fine, mostly.
Uh,
So yeah, that's how we'll do it. Everything is written except it does not. You still need to eat rations to be fed for the day.
Cool.
So if you want to switch it out, you can, or if you want to keep it, given that.
Let me just look at the alternatives because I can see some uses for it.
Hmm. Sounds good. All right.
Keep in mind,
Hey,
I have Spare the Dying for that purpose, but it's never, I guess, a bad thing to have multiple ways to bring somebody back from 0.
whenever I'm looking at
And I have
the
lay on
Druid
hands.
spell list, I'm like, yeah, that looks like.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I already have that. Oh, that one was. Oh, I have that already.
Chris, since we're kind of doing admin stuff right now, would you mind? I never caught the names of the two people that approached me at the feast.
The druids or
Yeah. Well, one of them was a druid, I think, and the other one was the lion woman who talked to me about.
yeah, she's also a druid.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yeah, so they are both members of the Circle of Dreams,
Hmm.
druidic circle, and they are so they're like part of the local government here. They're not the head honchos, but they're like there's the arch druid, whose name I have written down somewhere, and then there's all the other members of the circle who are like kind of underneath her leadership. Um,
Right.
yeah. So and then oh, I don't know if I explicitly said this, but so their names are Prajavati. I'm putting it in the chat, but the names are Prajavati and Hridia. Prajavati is
Okay.
a tabaxi, obviously, and then Hridia is a bugbear. Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
You definitely said that name before because Pavarotti is a famous opera singer that my wife loves, and Pajavati sounds eerily similar to it. Anyway, I'm glad you appreciated that tidbit.
I did. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. I also put some of the other locations y'all have been to onto the map, just so you're aware of where they're at. I can
Which chat did you put that in, by the way?
The Foundry chat is where the names are.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So Chris, how would I add a spell in here?
Let's see. So if it's set up correctly, you should have all druid spells in your list, and you
I
can
don't.
just. Okay, so it's not. That's fine. So go to the book tab in the
Yeah,
top
I'm
right,
there already.
and then you go to DDB spells. Yeah, and then you can just drag from DDB spells into your character sheet. Um,
Okay,
and then you can right click and remove preparation on Goodberry. Yep,
got it.
cool.
Uh, Only I just could access the entire druid list, like I used to be able to.
Yeah, remind me after this session to set that up. Because it's like I have to do something on my end, and then when you import it, should import everything. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. Cool. Yeah, so like I said, each hex is a day of travel, and so basically each day you travel, you'll need to expend rations or suffer the consequences. Um, so what would y'all like to do now?
Well, it seems like to me that Kor and Lulevati, your destinations are relatively known, whereas mine is more vague. So perhaps because all I know is that they are west of the river, perhaps we cross the river to the west and then travel towards your destination from there, perhaps seeing my destination along the way. Did we follow that? I said lots
Could
of
you go?
words.
Could you say it one more time?
Since my destination is vague, the west of the river, we cross the river to the west and then travel towards your destinations, which are more pinpointed, and perhaps we find mine along the way.
Okay, that makes sense.
The least amount that we double back, the better. And so, Colvin, where is it that you need to go?
Nowhere specific. Um, the forest harbors many dark creatures, and I seek a true fiend. Wherever a true fiend may be, that is where my destination lies. Hopefully, we can find one in our travels.
Indeed. I'm also vaguely remembering, I think part of Paladins, I can actually detect Fiend's presence, right?
I believe so, with a divine sense.
Yeah, part of also detect good and evil. Okay, cool. So, well, as it turns out, I may have a bit of a how do you say, knack for knowing if one of those is close to us. So I will be on guard along the way.
Thank you, Eochora. I knew I could count on you.
Yeah, well, I'll do what I can. So I, of course, would welcome input from all of you, but I would say that we should be prepared for at least 2 weeks of travel, just to be safe.
That sounds about right.
Sounds fair to me.
And it sounds fair to me as well.
Let us prepare. Shopping episode.
At dawn, we
God, I got
stop.
this last session.
Shopping episode part
All right,
2.
so yeah, I got some of the shops on the Utamanu tab. I believe there are some
Yes.
others. Let me pull that list up real quick. After
2
I.
gallons of mayonnaise, you say?
Ooh,
I know what
don't
you're
mind if I
talking about.
do.
I forgot about that.
So did I.
Let's see. Um, all right, so there's the glowing pagoda is up here. Well, for those of you who are on this map.
Mhm.
Then there's Sneaky Deeks over there. Um,
Right.
we have the lion, the goat, and the dragon, as well as the Minotaur's arsenal are the ones that y'all have visited before. Um, let's see, what other shops? There's a few other inns. This place has more inns than necessary, which is one of the unique things about Utamanu. Um, there's another shop that sells magic supplies separate from the Lion, the Goat, and the Dragon. There's a general store called Strings and Things. Um, and then at the base of the tree, you haven't been there, but you've heard of a stable. It's called Swift Spinners. Um, and then there's a few other locations that aren't necessarily shops. There's let's see. Well, yeah, there's you've heard of the Moonlight Society once or twice. Their headquarters is a location in town, and then there's the Canopy, which is where the vine crawlers are headquartered. Takara has been there. And then there's a location named Thunder's Recluse, which is well, yeah, it's a outpost with some members of Titan's Reach, which is a organization that some of you may be familiar with, or others may not be.
I try to remember if I know what that organization is or not.
Make a history check with advantage. Yeah. They're one of the other four ruling cults of FX.
Oh, that's right.
So it's sort of like a closest thing to an embassy here, but not doesn't really function that way. It's just a couple people from Titan's Reach who are here. You're not exactly sure what for, but
And Sharoner tolerates their presence in Utamanu?
Utamanu does.
Gotcha.
Definitely
Okay.
the vibe you get overall of Utamanu, having lived here but also traveled quite a bit, is that Utamanu is by far the most welcoming and accepting place in Sharoner. And it's there's like many more outsiders here than any other Sharon city.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Okay, that adds up.
I'm assuming for rations we can buy those just at like the tavern, right? Or
Um,
the inn, rather.
let me
Or the
check.
general store.
I don't see the.
Well, you haven't been to the general store yet, so you don't know what's there.
Oh, that. Okay,
Chris.
you got me. I'm sorry. Well then, in that case, Lilavati, do you know where we might find just general travel rations?
Strings and things is probably your best bet. It's up the road this way. And I point in the correct direction to the general store.
Ah, yes, you do point over here. Um, so you make your way over to strings and things. Oh, that's not right. Let me fix that token real quick. All right, there you go. You can open that up and let's see, do I need to give you permissions? Yes. All right, I should be able to see the inventory there. Um,
Yep.
yeah, this place is got quite a few customers and it is just full of all sorts of various things for sale. But one thing that's strange is that there's just a lot of things hanging from the ceiling with like price tags attached. So there's like lots of ropes hanging down, with various things attached to them. You walk past like a heavy crossbow, a set of clothes, a lantern that's hanging from the ceiling but has a price tag on it and it's not like lit or anything. There's some musical instruments, fishing supplies, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, I mean, there's probably like 6 or 7 other people just like browsing around here. You hear a conversation that some people are discussing wares, but yeah.
Okay. Um, hello there. I say to whoever I can see, like behind the counter
There's
selling
not
stuff.
a counter really.
Right. Stuff from the ceiling. Is there any like person that's obviously working?
After kind of a few minutes of awkwardly looking around and listening in, you realize that there's a customer who's kind of asking questions of this male gnome who's just kind of standing there looking up, talking very fast, and then the customer kind of shrugs and walks off. And the gnome walks over to us. Oh, hey, can I help you with something? Oh, you're very tall. Sorry about all these things from the ceiling. I'm sure it's a bother, but let me know what you want and I'll get it for you. Prices are not negotiable, but if you're looking for something specific, we can go find it. We have other supplies in the back. Just say the word.
I have so much to respond to. Yes, I am very tall. You are very short. Do not worry about getting things from
Oh,
the
it's
ceiling. I
normal.
will do that. You are short. I am tall.
All gnomes are normal. We're kind of used to it. It really kind of helps us blend into the background, and people don't notice us much, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, I am not worried. We are just. Anyway, I saw that this healer's kit. I would love it. Please, I would pay your asking price.
Very well. It's yours. Take it. Just hand over 5 gold pieces. Um,
Okay. Oh, all right.
so I think if you click like the
My
little gem icon, it'll
yeah.
work. Wait, sorry. I had to. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I had to change the type of shop to. So now it should be a.
It's not a just loot it.
Yeah. It was set to loot before, and I changed it to shop. So now, yeah, I think you need to press the $ icon to purchase an item.
I think I have to probably reopen the. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I must purchase an item from a token.
Oh, double click on the token.
Yeah. It's been a while.
No worries. I'm still remembering how to do half of this stuff myself. Okay.
There we
Carrying
go.
capacity is
That.
so fucked.
Then I was also eyeing some of
Leave
your
me a
rations.
12-pound alchemy jug.
You're welcome.
The you must be below carrying capacity in order to leave town.
Yep. I can't buy more.
Okay. Also, when you did that, it removed it from the inventory, which is just something I'll have to deal with. Don't worry about it. Did that work? It did not. Anyone else want to get anything while you're here? There's plenty for sale.
I'm also gonna just in the process of that pick up a few rations as well.
Yeah, how many
Alright.
rations do we need versus how many do we have?
Before you buy that, let me change the quantity, and then that will
Hmm.
make it easier for me to manage. Yeah, tell me before you buy something, and I'll. There's money here. All right. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and buy however many rations you want from here by clicking the $sign button.
I just got a shipment out back for 1,000 ration.
I'm worrying about a lot of little details here, but I'm not worrying about the little details of how many rations does this particular shop have in stock.
Maybe it might be more important in a desert where there's no food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for a count of how many rations we have, I have 10.
I now have 20.
I somehow have 0.
Probably
But-
fix that before we leave.
Yeah, I'll
I think-
buy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Doesn't don't most classes start with a certain amount?
Correct.
That's
Or is that only if you take a certain pack?
I'm pretty sure
think-
all packs start with rations. You may have spent some over the past several sessions. I don't know if you spent all of them or if you just accidentally hit the button to like remove the whole stack from your inventory.
Yeah, I'm fairly
But-
certain it was a mistake, but I'd rather just eat it. I'll
Sure.
buy 14 rations.
Cool.
Okay.
And it looks like I currently have. Where'd it go? There. I currently have 20 rations.
We should be
Good to know.
fine.
I was also eyeing. This is to the party if anyone's with me. I was also thinking of some healing potions, but I know we don't exactly have unlimited funds right now.
I have a decent amount of gold.
I have 40, so I could get a singular first level healing potion.
I don't know how I have this much gold, but it says I have 250 gold. um,
We did some shopping before the festival.
You
I don't
also
think
borrowed.
Sarkovan didn't buy anything.
that's right.
Sir,
Zelpali,
Sir,
yeah, I never spent any money, and I asked you all for money and then spent that money.
yeah.
That's right. Because Zelpali is a sneaky bitch.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. So I informed everybody that I have 243 gold pieces and that I can. How many potions should we buy, Turkara?
Well, a lot of us can heal and bring us back. I just bought a healer's kit, for example, but if we have the funds, a couple wouldn't hurt.
I'll buy 2. What level should I purchase? Oh, looks like there's only one potion of each type.
Oh, I can fix that. But I don't think he's gonna have a huge number of these.
Yeah, I'll just buy 2 potion of healing level 1.
Okay. So let me give you one of those back, or put one back in the inventory.
Awesome. Okay.
And for that, consider the 25 gold that Zell probably stole from me through you. Consider receiving.
Who else was involved in that? Was it just Eochora?
It was also core.
Yes.
Yes.
Pinches nose. I was just doing what my character would do.
No, it makes sense to me. It also makes sense to Takara, which is why she just said that. Some of us get Freaky Friday'd. It happens.
Trust me, I didn't want it to happen.
I hope you didn't, otherwise we would have another conversation.
We're not there yet. Let's buy a spyglass. Oh, that's 1,000 gold pieces. Never mind.
You want to take out another loan?
Only if it's below 5% interest rate.
I'm gonna buy a 2-person tent.
Nice.
There, I did it.
Me thinking to the percentages of my student loans after that comment. So what you're saying is I've made good investments.
I can neither
Actu-
confirm nor deny.
4%.
That's pretty good.
Do I
Well, I
have
think I've
a...
done all the shopping that I need to, but you all just let me know you're ready.
I'm going to be buying some things, actually. I'm announcing to everybody that I'm going to I'm gonna buy some parchment.
Oh, can you let me know before you buy things so I can just adjust the inventory so it doesn't remove it
Oh,
from the inventory?
I totally forgot,
No,
Chris.
no
I
problem.
bought parchment and a 2-person tent.
Yeah, I already put the tent in, but I gotta grab that permit.
Oh, actually,
Oh, it looks like you bought 2 tents. If you look in the chat
Yeah,
log, it tells you in here. Was that intentional?
it was intentional. I thought it was gonna be the same way as the potion where it was gonna replenish after I bought it. Or did you do that manually?
I did that manually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, it's just because by default every item has quantity 1. So when you buy it, you're buying the last one, but that's not actually what's happening in the game. Um,
Okay. I'm satisfied. I scratched my urge to splurge.
you.
I think I'm gonna buy some stuff as well. I'm just going through the list real quick.
Um,
yeah, they do sell masterwork tools here, which are any type of tools that's sold here, you can buy the masterwork version of, which gives you a +1 bonus on any checks using the tools, which is anything under that tools category, I believe. Well, you can't. No, there's no.
Yes.
Well, I guess masterwork dice would just be loaded dice.
I'm actually also gonna buy some parchment.
Cool.
You
if
can borrow my
possible.
pen if you need it, Turkara.
It's very kind of you, but I do not. And for the first time, Takara rolls up her left sleeve, and you see a half sleeve of a very intricate Norse-inspired tattoo. I mean, that's all she does. You can respond or not.
I'm confused, but here for it.
Here, I'll show you. And she takes one of the pieces of parchment she just bought and, with her left finger, writes Sorkoven's name.
Oh. Now this could come in handy.
Oh, you haven't seen the end of it. And then I have to read it. Hold on. She touches the paper and says Kor. And then Sarkoven, for you, your name disappears. Now, Kor, what do you see? It says Sarkoven for you.
Oh. Sorry, Core is busy searching all of the wares.
Or
That's
it's in
okay.
another aisle.
You were like talking to him while he was looking at a shelf, and then you write the thing and look up, and he's just like in a completely different aisle.
Character's
Nothing.
name cuts
Yeah,
and is unavailable
I
this
think,
time.
at least I think it's cool. But basically, what Takara is trying to say is that she can use her finger as a pen, and she can hide a message so that only one person she chooses can read it. Is what that means.
Ah,
Excellent. What other secrets are you hiding from us, Turkara?
And just like magic tattoos. It's all I got so far. I want to add to it. I will eventually, but for now, this is it.
Very well. But I'm keeping an eye on you.
Oh, okay. I mean, do you know a good tattooist?
Maybe.
okay. Core is going to be buying a variety of items.
Alrighty, let me know so I can
Shopping
update
list is
those.
complete.
Another item to add to my collection.
I'm just picturing like everyone's like got all their stuff, they're ready to go, and they're like, "Where's Core?" And he's like, "I am ready to start buying things."
All right, I've got everything. He just comes with a pile of shit. Okay. Core is going to purchase a pole. It's a
Classic
dollar.
dude.
It's dollar sign item, right? Yes, buy item.
Oh,
Good.
let me wait to do it.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Does the inventory list keep jumping up to the top for anyone else?
For anyone
Oh,
updates it.
so that's because I am changing the quantity of things so that
Oh,
when you
okay.
buy it, it doesn't vanish from the inventory list.
Sure. Okay, so
So you can
buy
buy your pole
pole.
now because now there's 5 of them, and now there's 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Then option
He will be
2.
buying a steel mirror.
Okay, well, actually, it's probably easier this way. Yeah, just go ahead and buy your things, and then I'll replenish it from my other
Okay.
table.
And then a grappling hook. Okay. Okay. Then. Okay, stop that. Then a glass bottle. And a ladder.
I'm sensing like a 200 IQ maneuver in about 4 sessions from now, when all of these are used in tandem for something.
All right, you attach the
Exactly.
grappling hook to the pole, throw
It's
it
like one
over
of
the
those.
ladder with the glass ball on top of the glass bottle on top of the ladder, and then you reflect the whole thing in the seer mirror.
Made a crossbow out of this grappling hook ladder and this crossbow I found.
It's like those point and click adventure games where like you just gather random shit and then at the end you make a god out of it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Uh, and then, sure, why not? I'll buy a shovel as well. Okay, I'm done.
Are you under
Or
your?
adventure extraordinaire.
Are you still under your carrying capacity? It should track
Uh,
it for you automatically.
let's see. That is a good point, actually. I
You
didn't think of that.
are. It looks like you are 2.1 pounds under your carrying capacity.
Yes.
What is the number? I need to know.
He's at
Oh my
237.9 out of 240.
I'm at
Dang.
I'm at 96 out of 105.
That's what you get for dumping
Wow.
strength.
There's a reason I dumped strength.
Well, this isn't it.
All according
Takara
to
has
plan.
210 capacity.
Nice.
FYI.
Yeah,
Okay, core is done.
that ladder was 25 pounds. But you're good.
We are good. Okay,
Amazing.
core is ready to leave.
It's an amazing gold to weight ratio on the ladder.
The yeah, in the other campaign that I play in, I'm a gnome with 6 strength, and so I just have everyone else carry my stuff for
Why don't you just have other people carry you?
me. Sometimes they do. We actually have vehicles that we drive around hell in, so I think our car has a 1-ton cargo capacity. Oh yeah, because we have basically a dump truck and then a motorcycle. And we just put the motorcycle in the trunk of the dump truck size vehicle.
What?
Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. It's a very interesting campaign.
Oh, okay.
It's Mad Max, the D&D campaign.
Gotcha.
I think I put a picture in the Discords at some point of the thing we have. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Any other shopping y'all want to do?
Good for now.
No, but this music is so epic. It's like, damn, I really want to buy shit right now.
Oh. Yeah, I never switched out of the starting session playlist into the town playlist, but here we are. Cool.
I think it's time to begin our new adventure.
Boy.
Seems right to me.
Alright, well.
Chapter 2, Wandering the Forest for 4 months.
4 months. We need to do some more shopping.
I mean, how long have y'all been shopping for? Because y'all were shopping last session, I think.
Listen, this could be the shopping episode.
It was
Shopping.
2
Chapter
sessions
1.
ago. 3,
Okay.
yeah, 2
Chapter
or 3.
1.
So
Snakes and
how
shopping.
many real world days ago was 2 sessions ago? Because that's how long y'all been shopping for.
3 months.
Okay.
That's
so,
why I said 4-month adventure in the forest.
Alrighty. So y'all are heading west first, is that correct?
Yeah, like northwest.
That's
East.
I mean, you can see the map. what the
Yeah,
hex is.
I had to pull
Which
it up.
which hex do you want to go to?
Oh, I would think this one.
Yes. I'm imagining that we all, like all of us, we're like at the edge of the city, and we've pulled out a map, and we're like deciding which direction to go.
Sure.
I say
Agree,
we
we should
first
go
move
here.
and then
No,
move
I think
into
we should
here.
go here.
Perhaps here.
Not that, no. That's absurd. There's
What
no
about
green
No,
in
right.
that area.
Perhaps here.
No,
Yes,
we're going here.
Yes, but what about here?
Hmm.
Or y'all can be like my other campaign and decide to go to Gotchen.
But
The fact that we all just pinged to that.
Yes, we could
I
do
mean,
that, but why?
that
But
is
why
not too far from my homeland.
There's cool
No.
stuff in Gotchen.
for another campaign, maybe. 'Cause it's gonna take us several, like at least a month to get there if we don't encounter any issues.
I mean, what do
Yeah,
you
we
think
just
my
have to
other
pass
campaign's been doing?
through. We just have to pass through fucking
A war
feudal
zone.
dragon land to
For
get there.
sure.
I'm sure we
I
won't run into
mean,
any hostilities.
Okay,
I mean, if we're
Oh, don't worry,
metagaming,
Core can personally assure you there will be no hostilities.
yeah, if we're metagaming, Takara would just take you through her homeland, and there'd be no problems.
I mean, once you get to her homeland.
Yeah, how do we get there first with you know,
This
all of
just the
this?
way that I went, the way that I went in reverse. You cross the Bay of Serpents on a ship, then you go north through the mountains. These mountains, easy.
Then we'll
Did
have
you
to deal with the local power struggle in the underwater city that's probably happening behind the scenes right now.
Yeah, Takara did all that.
I'm pretty sure
She's
that's
a
where
hero.
Cthulhu is.
All right, enough.
You're not entirely wrong.
I mean, of course, there's always some shit happening somewhere.
All right, we go there. It's been decided.
Okay. I need everyone to make a survival check. Actually, as you begin to head out, Lav will say, I have a few things of business to attend to in town, but I will be sure to catch up with you soon.
What?
It's just gonna be the four of y'all for now. Yeah, whenever Joe returns, he will magically reappear with the party. But for now, he's
Dang,
hanging out.
who's question mark gray silhouette over there? It's unfortunate.
I think that's love.
He's so vague.
We'll see him again soon. He's
Alright.
got important father problems to deal with.
So survival checks all around.
Survival check.
With advantage, of course, because I know the area so well.
I would say you
So
know
well, you say.
the overall geography, but actually trekking through these parts of the jungle is a different kind of check.
I said survival.
Because I'd probably say that like I'm not familiar with anywhere north of Itamonyu.
That's fair.
Oh, there it goes. Nope, that's not me. What are you doing?
Need...
Survival. Survival.
Encore. Need a success here, bud.
There we go. Okay.
That
Alright, I
is
did it.
not what we're looking for.
All right. Let's see.
Is anyone proficient in survival?
No.
I mean, it would have included that already.
I'm half proficient.
I'm talking about the homebrew shit that we're gonna want
Oh.
to remember exists.
Is survival one of those skills? I don't remember. I don't think it is though.
Excuse me?
Not every
Oh,
skill. This doesn't apply for every
let me-
skill.
yeah.
This applies for
I forgot.
intelligence skills and some wisdom skills, but not every skill.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be
Perception,
OP.
insight, investigation, arcana, history, religion, or nature.
Yeah, so it's all the intelligence skills and then perception and insight, but not survival.
Got it.
Alrighty. Let's see. So you begin trekking through the jungle. Um, it's hot, humid. You get sweaty very quickly. Lots of insects snapping and biting, but just a few minutes in, an hour or two in, like a strong, pleasant breeze flows through the trees, and the forest rustles and almost sings to you as the breeze causes all the branches and leaves to flutter about. As you're enjoying this pleasant sensation, you've kind of you pass a few trees and enter a large kind of clearing, and up ahead there's sort of like a river passing through it. Just on the bank of the river, a little ways to the side of the direction you were heading. Give me one sec. You see several figures facing away from you. Um, where is there are two humanoids cloaked in green robes wearing some strange sort of masks that look like this. Um, they're facing away from you, and on the ground in front of them, you see a pair of dead elves wearing some sort of traveling gear. And the two hunched figures seem to be like you kind of look a little bit closer and you see them actually you seem to see the dead elves, their like stomachs have been cut open, and it seems like these two figures are like harvesting some of their organs. Um, they don't seem to have noticed you just yet, but they are probably 40 feet away, and anything you might do would probably give away your presence unless you're very careful about it. But what do you do?
Would I know anything about these dudes?
Make
Ditto.
a history check, whoever is interested. Um, Lilavati and Sorkoven, this garb and these masks remind you of a group of individuals that you've heard of only in stories as a threat for any who is not careful in their journeys through the jungles. They are known as the Uprooted, and they're mostly made up of Shirin people whose Yadaholatries have been lost, or descendants of such people. They are outcasts. They practice dark magics. Um, they are not welcome in any Shirin city, even Utamanyu. Um, and very few have had pleasant dealings with them in any sort. Um, you don't know any specifics about them or what they do, but these are the things that you've heard.
Do I know if they're automatically hostile to non people that are not of their caste?
Are you talking about like the organization in general or these specific people that you see?
The organization in general, I suppose.
Um, the things that you've heard are that they are hateful of all Shirin people who live under the Yadahala trees. They will uh do terrible things to the people that they capture. Um, so What I would say is like everything you've heard would make it seem so, but you've never had any direct experience with them before.
I turn to my friends and basically I just try to let them know that we should either steer clear of them or prepare to fight them.
Can I look around real quick and make sure it's only these two?
Make a perception check. Um, Looking around, you spot um, a few kind of broken branches among the underbrush up ahead, and probably a good 100 feet up ahead, you kind of see a shadow across the pathway that indicates there's a third much further down. That's all you see.
I just kind of put my hand up to the others like this.
Um, how far away are they again? How many like feet?
40 feet to the two standing over the dead elves, and then the other one is 100 feet down the path.
Um, Takara will motion.
Sorry, 50 feet to the closer ones.
Okay. Takara will motion like as if to go around them, not to engage.
Lilavati nods.
Or also nods.
I try to spot out a path around them that perhaps is secluded or hard to see to ease our escape.
Make a survival check. Um, you you see a way around, um, and it should get you a good ways, but you will have to cross the stream and or the river. And it's not like a big river; it's maybe like 10 feet across, but like splashing through the water would definitely make a lot of noise. Uh, and you'll be further away from them at that point, but it will be that might draw their attention. You're not sure.
I get lost in thought, looking off to the small river. Part of me wants to tell my allies, but I end up just keeping it to myself.
Um, One of them stands up from there's a male elf and a female elf. Stands up from the female elf and steps towards the other. Um, and begins muttering in a low voice to it. And as it kind of steps away, Lovat, you get a better look of this female elf. The face is vaguely familiar to you. You imagine that you might have seen her at the Ruthless Grasshopper sometime in the past. Not like a regular customer or anything, but it just brings back that memory.
Uh, I have to kind of hold myself from doing anything when I notice. I'm just trying to stay still and not make any noise. But I do noticeably tense up when I see the face.
Would I have noticed?
I mean, Willavati said noticeably, so I assume so.
Mm, okay. The only path that I see, I say in a hushed tone, very softly. The only path that I see is over there past that narrow river. But, of course, it'll make noise when we cross. Do any of you see a better way?
Um, I'll look, see if I see anything appealing.
And Core will search as well.
I'm
Yeah.
just keeping watch on the three of them while the others are looking for a way around.
Um. So Cora and Takara, one of y'all can make a survival check as well, but it's gonna be a higher DC because this check has already been attempted by someone else.
I nominate you, Core.
Okay, because the last one went by so well.
What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, it failed once, couldn't possibly fail again, right?
Yeah, that's the spirit. See?
Hey,
That's a
and there we
guaranteed
go.
win.
DC 30. Yay.
So you're not used to this jungle, so you think about things a little bit differently than Storkoven does, and sometimes that has its advantages. You notice on the other side of the druids, there is a large dead tree that, if knocked over, might prove a very useful distraction, enough to smother the sound. Like it's right next to the river, and so you might be enough to cover the sound of using the of y'all crossing the river. Um, but yeah,
How far away is it?
it's about 70 feet away because it's 20 feet past them. But there's a lot of like brush around on that side. So if
Hmm.
you like backtrack a bit and go around, you can get to that spot with a lot of cover. Um, but then like it's next to the river, and then on the other side of the river from that tree, it's like a large kind of open area that they would have clear vision of. So that's why it's not as
Okay,
suitable as a crossing point as where Storkoven noticed.
sure. I'll relay all that information to the rest of the party.
Mhm.
In a whisper. We need to go. They are dead already. We can do nothing for them. There's no point in causing additional bloodshed.
That it seems someone will have to approach and cause a distraction while the others go across the river.
Hmm. I vote we cross that river when we come to it.
I try to, in other words, I look towards the river and I try to see where the flow is coming from.
Um, this cat is trying to bite my headphones. All right.
I mean, does it in both directions bend towards where
It goes from west to east, and it's relatively straight as from what you can see, which is not much given the amount of undergrowth and trees all around. Or sorry, it northwest to southeast, and you're heading westward.
At this point, Takara just kind of motions toward the path that Sarkovan initially pointed out. We cannot stay here forever.
I start moving that way.
All right. Is anyone not moving that way? In that case, I'll need everyone to make stealth checks.
Oh God.
What did
no.
you
Oh, no.
expect?
I knew it was coming. I was just ready. Oh God. Okay. Oh.
And there it is.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, it's not a natural one. Keep in mind, those of you in heavy armor have disadvantage.
Oh God.
this will thoroughly
I get
affect
to
the
roll
drone
again.
population.
I'm actually. I'm in chainmail. That's not heavy armor.
I believe it is.
It is. Oh shit.
Wait,
Um,
let me just confirm.
Okay,
real
I mean,
quick.
there
Yep,
are
that's
also some
chainmail.
types of medium armor that also give you disadvantage,
Yeah.
but not all.
Wait,
But-
I don't actually know if I'm.
I mean, that's
Using
up
that
to you.
spot right now, so I'm good.
So you don't need to be wearing your armor while you travel. It can be like in your bag. But then
Yeah.
if combat happens and you're not prepared for it, you don't get the benefit of your armor. So
Yeah,
that's
no.
up to you.
I just mean I didn't know if I was. I knew I had chainmail. I didn't know if that was wearing at the time. I am wearing some type. Yeah,
Okay.
I am wearing the chainmail. So I do have to roll. Damn it. There it is.
Alright, give me 1 sec. Uh, well,
All
you
right,
make your
everybody.
way down the path, and there's Sir Coven kind of leading the way as he first spotted the path. And there's a few tense moments, a few rustled bushes, a few snapped twigs. And every now and then you glance over, and the uprooted seem to still be continuing their conversation. They're looking down at every now and then one will kneel down and look at one of the bodies again, point out something. You reach the river. So now you're 70 feet away still, but like closer towards at like a different angle. So the river's about 10 feet across, and there's plenty of cover on the other side. But I'll say this one: if you just walk through the river, they will notice you, or they will notice the sound at least. It's very like slow moving, so there's no like rapids or anything.
I think we should just keep walking along this bank until we are far enough away that we can cross.
So to continue heading down the bank, there's kind of a lot of underbrush. So you could try to head further down and try to find a better spot to cross, but that would be another stealth check.
Okay,
Because it's a little bit harder for you to move through that underbrush without making a sound.
gotcha. Question,
Mm-hmm.
DM. So the top range on my javelin, 100.
Is what?
Um,
Is what? You cut out for a sec.
120
100,
feet.
120.
Okay.
If I just picked up like a rock, a pebble, what would be my throwing distance compared to like something like a javelin?
I believe there are rules for this that I can check real quick, but I'm gonna guess it's something around 20 feet normal, 60 feet with disadvantage.
F.
But while y'all are thinking about what to do, I will double check on that. So you said picking up like a rock? Um,
You're muted, Chris.
oh,
No, the other
oh.
Chris.
I was.
Kratz.
Like a rock that I find.
Yeah, here we go. An improvised thrown weapon has a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. Well, but if you're not trying to like hit a target, or if you're trying to do something more creative, then I'd probably just have like a skill check, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, so my idea is just to literally throw to like where we were, like the opposite direction where we are, so that their attention is focused on that instead of possibly distracting them.
Yeah, I'd say you could do that with a athletics check, and see if you get. So as far as-
Athletics, you say?
yes.
Okay. I will pick up a rock and look to my party for approval or disapproval. I'm seeing a single nod.
I prepare myself
I had this
to
idea
move
earlier, but I
when
didn't
the
say
rock
anything.
hits the ground.
Yeah.
Uh,
In
Are we going quietly through the river, or are we just full booking it?
is that as Lilavati?
One thing I should clarify: the other uprooted that Lilavati saw that's further down is on the just on the other side of the river. If you cross the river here, there's underbrush between you and them, so they wouldn't be able to see you very well. But you're moving closer to them, although not directly towards them, by crossing the river. Actually, let's go ahead and make things a little bit easier for y'all to understand. Oh, and here, let me show you. So, whoop, wrong button. So this is where y'all started, and that's where you saw the druids, and then
Okay.
y'all move this
Okay.
way. Probably should have just given y'all this earlier, but whatever.
Yeah, this is
This
way
makes more sense.
yeah. Okay, so my idea is to pick up a rock and throw it like over this direction or like this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, so go ahead and roll athletics to throw it as far as you can in that direction.
No. Okay.
So you all see Takara just take the rock and chuck it. What do you do?
I'm gonna wait till it hits the ground.
From the other side of all these trees and bushes, you hear a thunk.
Do the uprooted take any notice?
You see this one step out over here. Well, he's looking in this direction. Doesn't seem to see you yet.
kind of at a loss.
I mean, you have like a moment to decide what you do.
I try to cross.
All right, Takari's going across. What about everyone else?
I'll follow.
I follow.
Okay, before I leave to join them, I'm going to. Oh, jeez. I will take out my steel mirror that I just purchased, and I want to try and angle it in a way to where the reflection of the mirror kind of points in like this general direction to try and divert more attention.
What are you reflecting in that direction? Or
Oh, we're in the middle of the forest, right? Is there any sunlight?
oh yeah. I mean, there's patches of sunlight for sure.
Okay. I want to try and like angle it to where the sunlight, when it hits the mirror, sort of just bounces off in that general direction.
Gotcha. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Oh boy.
Um, so you get some light shining in that direction, but it kind of gets like lost among the other like dappling shadows and streams of sunlight, and doesn't seem to cause as much of a distraction as you might have hoped. Or at least you don't have it in the right spot. But all right, so I'll start heading this way, and let's see. I'll say you get to about here, and this druid kind of starts walking through the river when all three of them turn and look in your direction. And you hear like a gasp from this fellow. And I think we're going to go ahead and take a little break right now, if that's cool with y'all. So grab a snack, go pee. We'll be back in 10, 15-ish minutes.
Sure how I feel about that.
And we'll see y'all in a bit.
There's so many chances.
Welcome to Eochora. Journey with the secret swords to this mystical land of danger and opportunity. 12 nations contest for survival and domination, from the rampant arcane experimentation of the Astarian sanctuary to the iron-fisted draconic tyrannies of Moonfall. Each of our heroes draw their origins from a unique civilization, but they are united through a desire to bring hope to this conflicted and varying continent. Their travels began in the jungle nation of Shariner, a people devoted to tradition, the natural elements, and wariness about science. Yet only time will tell what impact the secret swords will make on the history of Eochora as it unfolds before us.
Thank you for your continued patronage at our Ruthless Grasshopper. Did you enjoy the food? I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything else I can get you tonight? Huh? You want to know more about me? It's nothing really worth knowing. I'm just a chef here at the Grasshopper. Well, since you're insisting, and since you're a regular here, I guess it wouldn't hurt. My name is Lilavati. I was born and raised amongst the druidic circles of Shariner. Quite literally, I never knew either of my parents, and the closest thing to a parental figure I had was my circle's elder, Driti. He taught me, and many other orphaned younglings, the ways of the Circle of Wildfire, so that we may become future Yotahola seed bearers. All was well and good until it was my turn to become one of those seed bearers. A little while after the seed conferment ceremony and my departure to find a place for the seed to grow, an accident happened. All I can remember is that there was an explosion of some kind that almost immediately knocked me unconscious. The next thing I remember was the tribunal held by the GS Council. The presiding judge of the tribunal, Ralis, from the Circle of the Moon, announced that my sentence would be exile. Normally, being responsible for the death of a Eochora seed meant execution, but it looked like Driti was able to make some kind of deal, though I'm not sure why he would go out of his way for someone like me. My exile began immediately, before I had any time to recover from that accident, so I was still feeling kind of weak. I decided to try and see if I could find somewhere to stay in Nakota, since it was one of the closer cities outside the Shirin border. Unfortunately, I never even got anywhere close, since soon after I left I was attacked by a massive bear. In my weakened state, I could hardly defend myself, and the bear was able to tear my left arm clean off. I don't know how, but as it was distracted by that little appetizer, I was able to flee with a speed I never knew I had. I eventually collapsed against a tree and was nearly bleeding out before I heard the voice of an older man coming towards me as I passed out from the pain. Next thing I knew, I was in the bed here in the Grasshopper with this prosthetic wooden arm in place of my missing one. It seems like the owner here, Thorin, was the one who saved me and got me all patched up. Further still, he offered me a job as the chef here as well as a place to stay. After everything that happened, I couldn't really refuse, and I've been trying to pay him back ever since. It's been a few months since then, and Oh, it looks like it's closing time already. I better start cleaning up. I hope my store is good enough for now, Mr. Sir Coven. Well, I hope you enjoyed your dining experience tonight, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for visiting the Ruthless Grasshopper.
Oh, my. I didn't see you there. Hello, my name is Love Castiv. I'm a human male sorcerer, hailing from the treetop city of Utamanyu, which is, of course, coincidentally, where our adventure begins. But I haven't always lived here. It wasn't always magical. Well, my eyes are, of course, magical, but, oh, that's not what I mean. No. When I was a boy, my mother, Yela Sirius Castiv, died, which had a profound impact on me. One of my only friends and comforters as a child was a purple-skinned tiefling named Sorkoven. But then, my father made us leave Utamanyu. I was left feeling alone, and my father, Vocastro Castiv, a coin lord who favored my brother Castor Castiv and my sister Andromeda Castiv over me for their arcane prowess, sent me away to live and study at Asten's University in Astaria, our new home. I came to find comfort in my studies, scrolls, and fellow aspirant wizards, and even though I could not perform the spells myself, I developed a deep love of magic there. My father, on the other hand, grew frustrated in my ever-growing apparent lack of arcane ability, and by extension, worth. He pulled me from class one day and brought me to an ancient and hidden underground room within Asten's, where I met Mihi Majid, a silver-scaled dragonborn, who is, apparently, my father's personal spy master and scrollsmith, and my teacher and torturer. Professor Majid shackled me to a wall and began to perform a ritual, carving blue runes with his wand into my flesh, all over my body. Beyond the physical pain, I felt my very soul being stretched and remade with an ancient arcane power. I became rune-scribed. To this day, I do not fully know the extent of my power, or what it truly means. Many years later, after studying and practicing spycraft, scribing spell scrolls, and honing in my sorcerer's abilities, all under the tutelage of Professor Majid, I finally left Asten's and began fieldwork for my father and his business. My duties include diplomacy, espionage, and seeing that my father's monopoly of a spell scroll business remains business as usual. And that's why I have returned here, to Utamanyu, Partially because my father wants me to lay low. You see, my powers may have been discovered back in Astaria, and he'd like me to keep a low profile. And partially to oversee my father's business here in Yodamanyu, and partially because he just hates me. Well, I can't please everyone.
You wish to know of my story? Well, it goes something like this. My name is Sorkovin Taneus, a male tiefling bard of the College of Lore. I too was born in the verdant Eudamanyu, a child of Hovantan and Galena Taneus. My first memories are not of my parents, however, but of my grandfather, Sarison Taneus. In my earliest of years, he captured my imagination with grand stories of the past, present, and future. For the longest time, I dreaded my path, for I was to follow in my parents' footsteps and become a hunter for our village, a fate that did not interest me in the slightest. It was my dear friend Lov Kastiv that always kept me company through these troubling times, but our friendship was not meant to last. His father sent him far away to another land. Many more years passed and my despair only grew. Much to my surprise, when I finally revealed the truth to my father about my fears of the future, he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he told me that it was his great love for my mother that gave his life true meaning. Until I found something that called to me in such a way, it would matter not what I did. I would still be missing a part of me. One fateful day I saw her for the first time. She was looking for flowers for her mother. Inspired, I took her to the ruins not far from Yunamanyu. Once there, I ventured deep to find where I knew the most beautiful flowers bloomed. When I returned, I saw Raquel Dianas, my love, waiting for me there with impossible beauty. It was not long before we were planned to wed one another. But tragedy soon fell upon Raquel. Her mother Miriam unexpectedly passed away in her sleep, and her father Randall became ill. Raquel needed coin to care for herself and her father. That is when she discovered an attractive business offer located in Nakota. I reassured her that wherever she would go, I would follow. But it was her father who demanded that Raquel not travel to Nakota out of fear for her safety. Of course, Raquel did not wish to disobey her father, but she felt she had no choice. She traveled to Nakota to seal the deal, and she was scheduled to return within but a few days. But the time came and passed without her. Randall accused me of being the reason for her disappearance. Determined to clear my name and to find my heart, I immediately made plans to travel to Nakota. The truth was far harsher than I could have even imagined. Raquel had perished in an accident involving mere workhorses. My heart shattered to think that she was gone, and from something so meaningless. The guilt of Raquel's untimely demise weighed on my mind. I told tales in the taverns of Nakota to help me forget. My life as I knew it ended with Raquel's. Yet crowds would gather around me in those clandestine bars, listening to every word I spoke with great interest. That is when I met Vandu in Loreshny. He told me of the fallen phoenix, how there may yet still be hope for Raquel and I to live together once more. Vanduin believed that a man such as myself could win powerful allies for the fallen phoenix. He gave me my first quest. I was to travel back to Yudamanyu and to confront my past. Only then could I ever hope to begin my new future. When I finally made my way to Yudamanyu, I was shocked to learn that Randall had miraculously recovered from his illness, and that he had inherited a large sum of coin from a deceased family member. In his older age, all he wanted was his family,
but both his wife and his only daughter were dead. He cursed me with all of his might. My time here in Eochora is coming to a climax. I can feel it. Something here will soon happen, and my tale's intrigue will continue to unfold.
The storm-ridden mountains of Gurun Hijar do not lend themselves to a comfortable life, and Eochora's upbringing was no exception. Before she had earned her full name, Eochora was known only as Tyr, a young Vargath of silver fur and dark brown horns. The Vargath are a proud but straightforward people. Always under the threat of dragon attacks, they valued strength and devotion above all. At birth, the Vargath are given only a single syllable as a name. It is not until adulthood, their late 20s, when they receive the second, and a third, or very rarely a fourth, only given if they have done their people a great service. Thus, Tyr's early life was hard, but her family made the best of it as simple farmers and hunters. That is until a stormy night when Tyr was but 16. She awoke to the sudden sound of screams, only to find her parents viciously murdering a village prayer leader. In absolute horror, Tyr watched as this man prayed Havoc, the Vargath god of leadership, while her parents stole the last of his life from him. When their evil deed was done, Tyr's mother, Arda, bestowed her with a new name, Terkar, the Taker, and explained that they had been plotting the downfall of the village for many years. The man they murdered that night was to be the first of many. And they slated Terkar as the one who will take the Vargath's freedom for them. In shock, Terkar knew what she must do. Bright flashes of lightning matched Terkar's emotions as she grabbed the knife from the victim's neck and charged toward her parents. In an instant, her world became dark. Terkar woke to find herself in the prayer hall to Havoc, found and cared for by Elindis, one of the village leaders. In the days that followed, Elindis told Terkar that a man named Aspar Mirsen was seen fleeing the village the day after the incident with her parents. It was the village's suspicion that this man was somehow connected to the plot that Terkar's parents had harbored. In that moment, Terkar knew the purpose of her quest. She would find this Aspar Emilsen, learn the truth of her parents' plot, and bring all involved to justice. For the next 12 years, Terkar dedicated herself to training and to following the teachings of Havoc. It will be in his name that Terkar will bestow judgment. Finally, as the time came to begin her quest, many from the village came to see her off. Elindis, other village leaders, and even some simple townsfolk. She had earned quite the reputation among the Vargath. It was then that she was finally given her full name by village leaders. Eochora the Taker now finds herself traversing across Eochora, justice in tow.
For the longest time, war, conflict, and battle were all that I knew. I was born in a group of enslaved black dragonborn inside a decrepit citadel, and given the simple name, Kor. We were taught of the majesty of Aranara, Bloodstar Queen of Krulon, and the threat brought about by the arising Alloys, a rogue terrorist group bent on ending Aranara's glorious conquest. The art of combat was all that mattered. In this world, it was either kill or be killed. While I was always skeptical of what I was being taught, I kept this side of me hidden, out of fear of retaliation. I was one of many recruited by Crew Street, a ruthless black and red dragonborn serving as a lead commander in Aranara's army. He put us through grueling exercises, designed to bring us to the brink of physical and mental exhaustion. This culminated in the yearly Culling, a series of one-on-one combat scenarios wherein recruits fought against each other until one killed the other. This was framed as a way of showing one's worth and to weed out the weaker half of the army. And though I was reluctant to fight,
I knew that if I refused, I would ultimately be killed outright. I used my heightened endurance to tank most of my opponent's attacks, waiting to tire them out, and then going for the kill when the time was right. This cycle of events continued on for the next 20 years, and despite my growing recognition, I grew bitter towards the horrible system, treating me as nothing more than another weapon to be wielded. Shortly after my 20th culling, news came of a female brass dragonborn that was spotted and captured in the outskirts of Krillon. While she refused to reveal anything about why she was there, they did discover that she was a member of the Arising Allies. Interested in speaking to another dragonborn, this one outside of Krillon, I volunteered to probe her for more information. Crew acknowledged my survivability and determined that I was the most clever and capable for the job. He ordered me to go in alone, trick her into gaining her trust, and then from there, any information that was revealed was to be reported immediately back to him. While agreeing to this plan as a front, my true goal was to discover the reality behind everything I had been taught. While at first unresponsive to my questions, it was only after I explained my real reasons that she slowly began to open up to me. Her name was Auroras, a novice to the Arising Alloys under the tutelage of Rio Viodia, the champion of the week. She foolishly believed that she was ready to join the fight, and thus sailed across the Bay of Serpents to investigate Arinar's forces, where she was eventually caught. She told me of a life outside in the world of Nedronel, and how the Arising Alloys were not terrorists, but seekers of peace, and how they were being brainwashed to fight as expendable warriors. With my suspicions of how I was raised now confirmed, I made a deal with her. If I could break her out, she would take me away from the barren wasteland of Krillon and back to the Arising Alloys. In between giving updates to crew, I learned of the best route of escape and planned to leave before dawn the next day. The night before the jailbreak, however, crew decided that Auroras was no longer useful, and she was on her way, sent to him for immediate execution. Realizing that it was now or never, I intercepted the escort, knocked out the guards, handed her a spare sword, and told her to follow me. On our way out, we came across several more guards responding to the sounds of conflict. Despite my reluctance to attack my brainwashed brethren, we combined our forces to strike down each and every guard as we made our way towards the exit. As we reached the end, I heard a voice from behind. It was Crew. He called me traitorous scum and stared at me with seething anger. After a brief moment of reflection, I left through the burning compound, never looking back at my old home. From there, we traveled back to Nedronel, where we were brought before Rio Viodia, asking for my intention in coming. I replied that it was my wish to join the Arising Alloys and to join the mission in ending the Dragon Wars. That I was not only a capable fighter, but I could provide plenty of intel for the inner workings of Crew's sect, and by extension, a part of Arinar's army. Seeing that my intentions were genuine, she agreed to induct me into the Arising Alloys and placed me under her tutelage alongside Auroras, my black skin being transformed into an iridescent brass. During the next 3 years, I spent my time assisting the Arising Alloys. They in turn provided me knowledge of the world and taught me of the values of teamwork, camaraderie, and putting others before oneself. All the while, I trained alongside Auroras, who I began to see as a younger sister that I would not hesitate to protect with my life. As our contributions grew more and more, we were promoted to the ranks of Copper and later Bronze, after which we were both assigned different missions. Auroras was to finally join the front lines, while I was to make my way to the forest city of Eudaimoniu in search of supplies and supporters. Grabbing a blade and a shield, as well as a few other supplies, Auroras and I parted ways with a final farewell. As I made my way to Eudaimoniu, I reflected on how different things were now than they were 3 years ago. I thought back to my old comrades, brainwashed against their will. I thought back to Commander Crew, and realized his continued practices would only bring more harm and pain to many other Dragonborn. This only strengthened my resolve to continue assisting the Arising Alloys in any way, for I believe we will be the ones to bring an end to this ceaseless fighting.
Welcome to Eochora. Journey with the secret swords to this mystical land of danger and opportunity. 12 nations contest for survival and domination, from the rampant arcane experimentation of the Astarian sanctuary to the iron-fisted draconic tyrannies of Moonfall. Each of our heroes draw their origins from a unique civilization, but they are united through a desire to bring hope to this conflicted and varying continent. Their travels began in the jungle nation of Sharoner, a people devoted to tradition, the natural elements, and wariness about science. Yet only time will tell what impact the secret swords will make on the history of Eochora as it unfolds before us.
Thank you for your continued patronage at our Ruthless Grasshopper. Did you enjoy the food? I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything else I can get you tonight? Huh? You want to know more about me? There's nothing really worth knowing. I'm just a chef here at the Grasshopper. Well, since you're insisting, and since you're...
Hey there. So, last we left off, these mysterious individuals known as the Uprooted seem to have spotted the party attempting to cross the river. One of them gasped in surprise. Um,
Javelin
you're throwing a javelin?
at the one who gasped.
All right. Well, I guess that'll be initiative then. Did I do the thing? No. All right. Review. Oh, it did the name wrong. That's weird. All right. So if you go to the combat tab, you can roll initiative.
God.
No.
This is exactly the
Hey.
music that we're playing right now.
Yes.
Nice.
Why do you always cheat?
Cuz.
Natural 17.04.
Negative.
Core. Still need your initiative in there.
I'm trying to remember. Where is initiative again?
If you go to the fist tab in the top right, it'll
Fist
and then
tab.
look for your name and roll the dice.
That's right.
Keep
Okay.
fisting.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just look for your favorite. Just go home, Liam.
All right. Well, you got a .07, so
The dice are really liking the 2 today. I don't know why.
0.07.
You got 2 fists, and you got a 2 on the dice roll.
I got 7
Well, that
100s,
fix it.
guys. I'm ready to go.
no. Token name. There we go. Update token. All right. Begin combat. Wait, did he also roll a natural 20? Wait, did
No.
2 of them roll natural 20s?
No.
No, they have
Are they
a
a dark
+2.
druid, or are they an uprooted?
They're uprooted. It didn't. So it's like the character sheet was named uprooted, but then it didn't apply that to the token for some reason. Dark Druid is from something else that's not relevant to the lore. It's the stat block I'm using from somewhere else. So
Gotcha.
yeah, like when I click on the character sheet, it said uprooted. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't. I'm very confused. Anyway.
Never mind.
Oh, I created the tokens and then I changed the name to uprooted, and that's why. But anyway, yeah. So don't worry about that. So they 2 of them rolled 19s for initiative, but because Takara, where is the? Because Takara got a natural 20, you automatically go first. There you go.
Yeah.
So go ahead and throw your javelin, or if you want to do something else, that's fine too.
I will throw my javelin. I actually can't. The one that gasped, you said, was like the one that was. Where was that?
The one in the river.
Okay, I can't actually see that one where
Oh.
I am.
Then you heard a
so-
gasp, and maybe you took a step back, and now you can see it.
Yes, great. So now I will throw said javelin. This is not a. Oh shit. I'm assuming this is not actually a surprise round since they saw me before I threw it.
Yeah. So it's cool that you get to go first.
Yeah.
The dice were listening to what you said, so they acted accordingly.
Okay.
Oh well, we'll see what happens.
Well, not much happens.
All right, you fling your javelin, um, but the javelin's going straight towards the uprooted, but he raises a hand and like a root comes out of the ground from the river, and the javelin sticks through the root and stops like a foot before the uprooted.
I mean, that okay. You could have just moved, but all right. You had to show off, I guess. Then what else can I do? I will. Sorry, it's been a while. And I kind of forgot which spells I have. I will cast Hunter's Mark. I should have done this first, but oh well. I will cast Hunter's Mark on the guy that I just tried to attack.
Okay. He is hunter's marked. What's the symbol for this? Can't remember. Oh, we'll go with this one. Cool.
And that is my turn.
All right, so this guy's up.
I just saw my initiative was 2 million. Thank you.
All right, give me 1 sec. Gotta set some stuff up real quick. Where? Oh, here it is. All right, so forget some slight lack of preparation, but this you see him reach into his cloak and he pulls out um a small little like pouch, and the pouch is slightly moving, and he opens it up, and you see 5 little wasps fly out of the pouch in your direction, and then he waves his hand through the air and mutters some incantations, and the wasps begin growing in size. And they become giant wasps. Um, and we can add them to turn order. Oh, that broke things. No, it didn't. We're good. Okay. Um, then the other one waves his hands through the air, and these like this black or not black, but like dark purplish kind of crystalline structure conjures in the air surrounding this space. So basically, there's this crystalline dome around the two of them as well as the two bodies. That's their turn. Um, ooh, these things are fast. Ooh, don't want to move all of them. Not fast enough, apparently. So they just start like buzzing in your direction. Oh, we need combat music. I'll do it. All right. Oh yeah, and then this guy. Oh, one of them went out of order, but that's fine. He waves his hand and casts a different spell, and you see. Oh, we did this. Oh, ignore that. Oh, wait, I can just do the caster from a sheet. Crap. Where is... There we go. As large as spikes burst from the ground, filling this whole space. Um, yeah. Lilavati, what do you do?
Hmm. Quite a pickle. Looking through what I could do because it's been a while. Foot diameter sphere.
And Sarkovan, you're on deck. So actually, technically, this one would still be right here.
Like, okay, this seems fun.
Okay.
Might work better than the last one that it did.
I'm gonna move here.
Sorry, you're up next.
Oh.
It's still Lilavati's turn.
Yeah, I have to calculate a flight trajectory real quick.
My bad.
How much? 30 feet, okay. Okay. I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere. Oh, no, wait. This is this is slightly less effective than I thought it'd be. Oh, and screw it. I'm gonna move over. I'm colliding with a wall,
There you go.
and I'm just gonna do Burning Hands.
Cool.
Can't hit both of them, huh? Oh, actually, no, I can't. Oh, no.
Wait, were you trying to angle that to hit two of them?
Yeah.
Okay, let me roll for the other one manually, because it looks like it didn't. Okay, so they both took 6 points of damage?
Did they
Because they
succeeded,
both
right?
succeeded, yeah. So the one that you targeted properly took 22, or rolled a 22.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd be 6.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Sir Coven, you're up.
I should know this, but can I use my action? In other words, I want to do two things that both cost a bonus action. Can I use my main action to do one and then also do the other?
Technically, no, but I think that's cool. So go for it.
Okay. First, the way I imagine it is Core's kind of in front of me and to my right. So I place one hand on his left shoulder and I sort of whisper, I wouldn't say whisper, I sort of just in a hushed tone say a prayer that I learned in the pagoda, or that I said there, and cast spark on him. Let's see.
I don't think casting that, like clicking the cast button will actually do anything, but we can just put a marker on there to remember that he is
Cool.
sparked.
Um, and then I say a quick tune, or not a quick tune, but sorry, I'm trying to find this, but okay. So I've got my hand on his left shoulder. I'm sending the sparks through him with Heffing's graces, and I just say, Core, make us proud. Make the arising alloys proud. Remove these abominations of life from the realm. Protect Eochora, protect your lineage. Go forth and smite them. And I give him some inspiration, hopefully.
Nice.
I just... Oh, if I go to features, I should be able to do it, huh? There we go.
Cool. So is that your turn? Do you want to move anywhere?
I think I'm actually gonna stay where I am.
All right. Yeah. Tossing on the fly over here. Cora, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and leave and then come back to Foundry. It keeps resetting on me.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back.
Turkara, you're up next, by the way.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, so these
Um,
go ahead.
sorry. Are we supposed to be seeing health bars for the wasps, by the way?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we are not.
Oh. I know why that is, and I can fix it.
We are for everyone else, but not for them.
Okay, I'm back.
You should be able to see them now.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, there they are. Let me just see something real quick.
Oh.
Okay. Didn't we have this problem before, and I had to switch the web browser I was using?
Oh, maybe.
Wasn't that the thing? Okay. Yeah, I think that was it.
Sounds familiar.
Is it a web browser?
You're not in a web
Yeah,
browser?
I mean, I'm using Chrome. I think it might have been Edge that I used last time, and that worked.
That's right.
Even though it's only doing it now for some reason. Maybe it has something to do with combat. I'm not sure. see. Go back to Foundry. Get out of there, get on there. Joining this core. There we go. Okay, now we're talking. Right. So. Okay, so difficult terrain is half movement speed, correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's see. Can I still do this?
Did you mean to go that way?
No, I did not. Okay, it's doing it here too. What the heck?
What is it doing exactly?
It's as if I basically refreshed the page, except it's doing it on its own.
That's weird.
I guess if you want to go ahead and move me, because
Yeah. Can you? Oh, wait.
I basically want to get into a range of the wasps, or hornets, or bees, or whatever they are, and to where I could hit all three of them with a thunder wave.
How far does the thunder wave blast?
It's a 15-foot radius, centered on me, I believe.
Okay. Now, would that
That was
also affect Lilavati if you were near her?
That's what I was trying to determine, if I could hit all three of those while avoiding Lilavati.
Oh, this is a cube originating from you, so it's a cube in front of you. So you can
Oh,
have it
okay.
avoid
Oh,
Lilavati.
okay. Okay. Okay.
So you can go stand directly in front of Lilavati, but then you'd be stepping into this spiky terrain created by the uprooted, or you can go around to the side of her and avoid the terrain, but then she'd be more open to attack.
I'm fine with being more open to attack if it means avoiding that terrain.
Okay. So you can head around here, stepping around Lilavati, and then are you able to cast a spell if you like click on the icon? Will let you place down?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Okay. First to 3 slots. Yes. Okay. Okay, it says I casted it, and I used up a slot. Did it show anything on your end?
The little box came up, but it didn't roll any of the dice.
No.
Let me try it real quick.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try a different browser.
Lilavati, you used
All right.
Burning Hands at 2nd level.
There you go.
First level.
Okay.
So Cora, how do you cast this spell? What techniques do you use?
I channel electrical energy into my sword. Flip it around with the blade pointing towards the ground, and then slam it into the ground, sending the electrical energy blasting forward.
Yeah, so you're standing in the river at this point, so you stab it like into the river, and a wave of water bursts out, although the force of the blast is much greater than what the water shows. And the wasps are knocked back. Well, one of them. Did it tell me which one? Okay, the one that has 3 hit points left. Pass. It looks like. So 2 of them get knocked back 10 feet, and then One of them is falls into the river and its body just like floats on the river and is starting to be carried away by the current as it does not get back up. The other two are their wings are broken in places and they're buzzing angrily, but they're still alive. Um, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Torkara, you're up.
All right. I will move here. And throw another javelin at the same man who I hunter's marked before. Ugh.
Oof. Throwing one javelin after another, but he's controlling the plants around him in a way to protect him from your strikes.
Okay.
Um, is that your turn?
Yeah. That's just gonna be my turn.
Okay. Whoop. Oh well. This druid picks up the elf corpse, and well, I mean these two are gonna walk together, and they're gonna go in this direction. And as they do so, this crystalline sphere moves with them. This druid is going to raise a hand towards Core, and a ray of sickening greenish energy lashes out towards him. Let's see. 21 to hit. So you took 9 points of poison damage that didn't get applied for some reason. And is it asking you to make a con saving throw? That might not be working right. Alright, go ahead and make a constitution saving throw. Core.
Constitution. Okay, let's see. Save through, save through. Yes. Constitution. There we
Um, what is there? Do you see? Yeah. So you are overcome by this wave of sickening energy as poison fills your body and you are poisoned. That's his turn. The wasp. So the wasp are like flying above the spiky ground. Hey, there's one for each of you. So everyone's going to get targeted by a stinger attack. This one's going for core, but misses. This one's going for Lilvati. Misses. And for Takara, this one hits.
Figures.
Wait, that. Oh, that didn't exactly roll correctly. Make a Constitution saving throw. Okay.
Oh,
Did this
no.
roll stupid high damage? It did roll just stupid high damage. So you take 8 points of piercing damage and 17 points of poison damage because it rolled 1 point lower than maximum.
Yep.
Yeah, as this giant stinger just pierces your side and pumps poison into your veins.
I think I'm actually immune to. I have to check.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. That I don't think that's poison damage. It might be the poison condition, which is a weird distinction. What is it called?
Okay.
It's divine health. There it is. You're immune to disease,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
which is not this.
Right.
And then Sorkoven. This one hits you as well. And Sorkoven, make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
All right, so you take half poison damage. So it was 9, but instead you would take 5, so you can heal 4 more. Wait, no, it didn't look like it applied all of it.
I heal 4. I healed the full.
Yeah. Why did it only subtract 4 health from you?
Subtracted 6. No,
Or
no, no.
6?
That's not right.
Yeah.
If I healed 4, I would get 21 out of 23.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound right. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the 19 to hit. Never mind. So it was supposed to deal 14 damage to you, and then you should have healed 4 of that. So you should be at 13 hit points right now, is what I'm trying to say. Because it would have dealt 3
Damn,
plus 2
that's
is
worse.
5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Yeah, you took. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah. So these wasps are buzzing loudly as they just bear down on you, and some of you manage to dodge to fend them off, but 2 of you feel the poison, and it just causes searing pain to flow through your limbs. All right, so that's all them. Lilavati, you're up.
I back up one space.
He was muted.
Oh. Um,
What to say?
so that would be an attack of opportunity.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'm being bitten by a cat. All right. Just gonna swing its stinger at you. Oof. Make a Constitution saving throw. All right, so you take half of that damage. Yeah, it's not applying all the damage for some reason. But you should be at 10 below max. Or sorry, 9 below max. I think I rounded up. Sturkoven, you should have 1 more hit point.
Alright, and then I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Alrighty. Go ahead and target 3 of them. Or you might need to do 3 separate attacks, I think. Cause it'll, yeah, you need to do 3 separate attacks. Because otherwise it'll do 1 attack. But you should do 3 attack rolls.
Okay, target this one. Oh, wait, no. Oh, target this one.
Nice.
This one.
Oof.
Target this one.
Yeah, so this, one of your scorching rays strikes a wasp, one of them misses, but then the third one causes this wasp to kind of explode in a searing inferno.
And then I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah.
And turn in.
All right, Sir Coven, you're up.
I'm gonna try and cast Burning Hands.
All right.
How do you? Okay. There's no way for me to be able to hit this one. It's too far away.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I'm satisfied with that. So then they both have to.
Oh, click the damage button in the card on the right. Okay. Oh, well, one of them. Let me roll that. Okay, so one of them failed, one of them passed, but it was still enough damage. So the one in front of you takes a face full of fire as you unleash your burning hands. But it manages to barely hang on, while the one behind or on your left is seared to a crisp.
I can hear Heffeen's laugh of passion as I watch the wasp burn away to ash. And I end my turn.
All right. Corey, you're up.
Okay. I am going to target this wasp with a booming blade. And I think what we did last time was we just did a regular sword attack. And
So you have disadvantage because you're poisoned, but you do
okay.
have the bardic inspiration and the spark.
That is true. How much is spark add?
Spark adds 1d8 lightning damage, but the bardic inspiration I think you can use on your attack roll.
Okay, is that before I determine that's after I roll, but before I determine if it hits or not? Correct.
It can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Cool. So roll.
And that's a 1d6.
1d6. Okay. So disadvantage.
Oh, you didn't target anything, so it just went ahead and rolled damage. So you rolled a 10. Would you like to use the bardic inspiration?
I'm going to use it.
All right, go ahead and roll a d6.
And let's see. What's the formula?
It's /r space 1d6.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that'll give you enough to hit. So that's 11 slashing damage.
11 slashing, and if it moves of its own accord,
I mean, it's dead.
It's dead. 11 is plenty enough to smite this giant wasp from the sky.
All right, bardic inspiration well spent. Thank you, Sir Coven.
Is that?
I like to think that's how you say it in character. You're just like, nice, thanks.
And
100 emoji.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I'm going to make my way towards. Well, actually,
downtown.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet up with my group to discuss our next plan of action before I go rushing in to my potential death. And that is the end of my turn.
All right, at the end of your turn, the poison fades from your system.
Cool.
All right, Takara, you're up.
Yeah, Takara is fucking pissed. She's just gonna, with a yell, slash at this wasp right in front of her. And just for flavor, well, a quick little prayer to Havoc. For the love of God, if I miss one more thing. For the love of Havoc is what I should have said. But you understand.
What's the difference?
Haha.
There you
Oh my
go.
God, finally.
Oh, you still had this dude targeted. What's that? Yeah, you just slice this wasp in half. As it gives one final buzz before collapsing into the underbrush.
Okay. I think that's pretty much all I can do. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have a ton of good bonus actions, so that's gonna be it for now. Actually, no. I'm gonna cast as a bonus action, Shield of Faith on Sir Coven.
Okay. So Coven gets that bonus.
Sir Coven, you have +2 to your AC.
Nice, thank you.
For 10 minutes. So, like, entirety of combat, basically.
All right. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. So this uprooted begins chanting some words and waving his hands around, and then the plants all around, let me see, begin growing very quickly across the river, filling in the space as he just shouts out, "Leave us be!" And oh, come on, do the
No, you.
and the plants just fill in that space, blocking off vision into the river. And Wilvati, you're up. So that area is passable, but it's very dense plants. And actually, let me double check how this works. Oh, okay. Sorry. Like all of the space around you becomes filled with very dense plants, to where moving anywhere is possible, but each square of movement on basically this whole map takes 4 squares of 4 × 5, which is 20 feet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As just all the plant life around here grows and spreads and becomes not impassable.
I move 200 miles to my left. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds into Kara.
Okay.
Again, there's the button.
Oh. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, okay. I will say all the area that you can see is mostly filled with plants. Cool. So yeah, Takara feels a bit better.
I kind of say, if anyone wants to run after them, I don't think it's a good idea. We should just go out of here.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
They don't want any trouble. Let's leave them be.
All right, so you slowly but surely start making your way back in the direction you were heading before, away from where these uprooted were. Yeah, and you kind of leave this area.
Did real quick before Takara leaves,
Mhm.
the two elves that were dead, did
Yeah.
those have any resemblance to the beings that I saw in that dream?
No. The ones you
Okay.
saw in the dream were wearing clothing that you've never seen before, had very pale skin. These elves had the more tan skin of like wood elves and
Mhm.
the similar clothing to people of Shariner.
Okay.
All right.
I probably should have asked that question way earlier, but well.
All right. Let's go over here. Oh, where did that come from? All right. So, continue on your journey. A little unsure about what was fully going on there, but you know that you're safe now, and that you're able to continue on your previous path. You travel on for another couple hours, and
Real quick, Chris, sorry.
go ahead.
Once we got out of that area, I would have used just some lay on hands on myself, real quick.
Go ahead.
And then, Sir Cloven, would you like a few points back? I mean, a few modicums of vitality.
Could I say no to that?
Okay. So I will use. How much do I have again? I'm gonna use 5 on each of us, I think.
Huzzah.
So go ahead and regain 5 hit points.
Life is the most important resource. Thank you,
Two of you.
Takara.
Or on everyone.
I accidentally just gave myself 294 hit points, but not 29. And you are welcome. It's kind of what I do. Since I can't hit anything. Takara's still upset about that. Anyway, Chris, sorry. You were saying.
Well, you continue on for another couple hours, and as night begins to fall, you begin to set up a simple camp. Um, you anything you would like to do or discuss before heading to bed?
I feel like an apology is maybe in order for how poorly that went. So, I apologize.
Nonsense. We all did our best.
Well, it doesn't help that Cora and I are large, heavy, shiny, slow creatures.
Yeah.
Maybe from now on, the sneaky approach shouldn't be our go-to.
You know, I agree, and I just got the feeling that they were not the fight that we should start, and I think I was kind of right. I'm maybe a little glad that they took their kills and ran.
I think we were right to try and uh, navigate where they were. But, and if we had, if we had just been a little bit more careful, maybe we would have gotten away with it. But we can't foresee the future. So there's no use being remorseful for the past.
Very well spoken.
Would like to have this debate some other time.
I'll make like a campfire and start making dinner.
Mhm.
with what I can find in the area.
I think to the two. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say you're able to find a few things to make something simple. Unless you wanted to look for something more interesting, but that's up to you.
Simple's fine for now.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that I think to the two dead people that we couldn't save, I feel kind of, I guess, curious as to what happened to them and why they were there.
Are you saying this like out loud?
No, I'm just
Okay.
thinking about it.
Is that enough for all of us, Levati? I mean, we bought a lot of
Yeah.
rations.
Yeah, I'm trying to make stuff for the group.
Well, okay, I should clarify. Are you trying to forage for food as opposed to um, using your rations?
Yes.
Okay, that would be a survival check then.
Can I try to help her?
Sure. Um, you can take advantage on that, Lilvati, if you'd like, with Sirkoven's help. There you go. Yeah, so you managed to find both a large bush of berries that you know are safe to eat, as well as trying to think, some like wild onions. Uh, and with those finds, you're able to prepare a meal enough for everyone. Um, so no one needs to expend rations for today's travel.
I'm gonna make berry glazed onions
Oof.
over with my my mess kit frying pan and the campfire.
It's not something you think would work, but Lilvati makes it work, and it's interesting and not too bad for.
A magical fire that gives it flavor.
A Udemanu delicacy.
Delicacy.
Very great, very glazed wild onions.
The way that you smith these flavors, Lilvati.
You know, I would have expected you to use the onions as the base and the berries, but you switched it on me, and you know it works.
Welcome to Udemanu cuisine.
Oh, it's
It's
you know
canon now.
I'm kind of part goat, so I literally could eat hay and be fine. So I'm happy.
That face when the ruthless grasshopper is really just Hell's Kitchen.
I mean, have you seen the chef?
Did you ever find the lamb sauce?
That's forbidden in Sharoner. We can't use that.
That's our next quest.
All right. Well, after an unexpectedly pleasant meal, you kind of figure out watches for the night, and most of you get to sleep. So can I have everybody make a perception check as they keep watch during the night? And advantage if you have dark vision.
Advantage.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't think
remember.
you do.
Yeah.
Did Dragonborn have dark vision?
I don't think so.
remember. I don't think
so.
so. Okay, perception.
Nice rolls for COVID.
Perception.
Nice rolls, Sorko.
Well, mine counts as a. Wait.
Oh yeah. Wait, this is weird.
Yeah, so mine counts as a 12
Okay.
because I'm proficient in perception.
Yeah, we'll take it. So you got a 12. And
Yes, my rolls were trash.
okay. So
Are they? Are they now, Sir Coven? Are your rolls trash?
Not Garbo.
let's see.
I had a wasp roll max damage on me. And I almost killed me in one hit.
Yeah,
One extra point wouldn't have killed you.
I bet that stung a little.
All right. So keeping watch of the night for any sign of danger, anything prowling around, or any other threats in the jungle. The night goes by without incident. However, when you wake up the next day, you're kind of groggy, stretching your arms, your eyelids are heavy, and you feel a weird itching sensation on your back. You go over, kind of scratch it or whatever, and then you feel it like on your leg as well. And then you look around and you suddenly realize each of you has several large glowing leeches attached to you.
Oh.
And so,
Mm-mm.
what do you do?
I
Oh.
immediately. Is there a fire still burning?
It's probably burned out by this point.
Okay, well then I
I start
in.
another one. I start another one immediately.
Okay.
Like
I light a torch.
All
I
right.
cast create bonfire.
That'll do it.
So I'll use that to light the torch.
Uh-huh.
And then I will start with whoever's closest to me, and I'll start just slowly putting the torch next to the leech and trying to get it to not burn it, but get it to move off on its own.
Yeah, so with the fire, it's kind of a slow process, but one by one the leeches detach from you and just kind of like squirm away from the fire.
Can I personally attend to myself with produce flame?
Sure. All right, so I'm gonna need a Sorkoven
Who is?
or Cora. Are y'all doing anything about what you have? While
Well, I
they're
would have done
I'm
it.
waiting. I'm waiting for the fire.
I would have done it to one of them. So
before
I
yourself.
took yeah. So I
Okay.
take the torch and say, "Who's first?"
I gladly will offer myself to be deleached.
Okay, so I
By all
deleach
means.
Sorkoven first, and once we've gotten the ones that I can see, strip. Just do it.
I cast Charm Person. Kidding, I strip.
Okay.
I
will
cast Spare the Dying.
What's the difference?
in as medically and systematically thorough way as possible. I see if there's any leeches that need to be taken care
Um, make a medicine check.
Oh fuck.
Chris, on my end, I'm just kind of going ham with it because like
Okay, noted.
I'm used to the fire.
Make a medicine check as well, Lil Vati, but this will have different results based on your methods and what you roll.
Okay.
All right, Takara, 15. All right, so it takes a little while, but you manage. You're pretty confident that all of the leeches are off of Sorkoven.
Did I find any, or was the stripping?
Oh,
totally
there were
unnecessary?
probably like 5 or 6.
Okay, good.
3 of them you saw before the stripping, and the other 2 you caught afterwards.
Good.
We're just standing over there like, don't mind me, guys. I can take it.
Lilivati, you managed to clear yourself of leeches without harming yourself.
I take care with my left arm to not ignite it again.
Okay.
Core?
Trying to Return the favor.
Yes, please. Get him off.
Tag team on core.
You know what to do.
That's a medicine check on core.
I proceed.
Am I being assisted here, or is it just me?
Sure, Coven.
I'll light my own torch and help.
All right, so that's advantage for, or yeah, advantage for Trakara, unless,
Okay.
or advantage for Sarkovan if he wants to take lead. Either way.
I feel like your wisdom's probably more than +0.
Yeah, barely. It's +1.
Okay.
I'll take over then. I see them fumbling around
Yep. Please.
with my own
Yeah.
torch in both hands.
I mean, they're still helping you out a bit. Just looking around.
We got.
Oh yeah. Cool. You're cleared out.
Cool.
So that's just leaves Torkara for last.
Well, there's a lot of real estate here, so.
Gotta
Going
check under
again.
all the fur.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All right, but Lilavati is both gentle and thorough, and so you're all pretty
All
confident
the
at this point.
adjectives you could have fucking picked.
I
Attentive.
don't know. So at this point, you all have been cleared of leeches. But as you're going through this process, and now that you've known about it, you notice when they attached to you, they didn't leave. So first of all, I mentioned the leeches were like kind of glowing with a faint light, which already is weird. When they attached you, they didn't leave any mark, and you don't feel like you felt like an itchiness, and you don't feel pain, but you feel a strange sort of emptiness inside of you. So everyone gets a long rest. However, all of you, and some more than others, wake up from this long rest missing some spell slots.
Oh no.
I don't have much of those.
So, let's see. Okay, so Sarkovan and Alilvati each lose a level 1 spell slot, and then Kor and Trakara can either lose 2 level 1 or a level 2, your choice.
Well, seeing as though I don't have level 2s,
Yep.
I guess I don't have much of a choice.
Yep.
So Chris, we go up to full spell slots and then take one out.
Correct. So you take a long rest, which restores you for all hit points, all hit dice, all spell slots, whatever.
Mhm.
And then after that, you're removed from the leeches. It's basically like it prevented you from gaining all of them back.
You said one from each, first and second. For me and Lilavati.
Yeah, each of y'all first. One first from Lilavati and Sorkoven, and that's it.
Oh.
Because y'all were attended to first.
Oh.
And then if you had missed leeches, which y'all rolled well enough on medicine not to, there would have been even more drainage over time.
Syphilis.
But
drainage.
I'm trying, guys.
I remember. No, I'm not making fun of you. I just added syphilis. I remember. I don't know if this was this campaign. Can we spend hit dice to regain spell slots or no?
During a short rest, yes.
Okay. I would noticing perhaps my
Time for a rest.
lack of aptitude. Perhaps we should maybe take a minute, maybe a small snack. Take our time before.
Did someone say breakfast?
All eyes turn to Lilavati.
No one said breakfast. If you want breakfast, you can ask properly for it.
You said it.
I think I just heard her say it.
I heard you say it.
Yeah,
I
so
said it.
Corbin, technically you were first.
And I'll be the last to say it. Breakfast.
I don't
You know,
where
maybe-
y'all were raised, but in Unimanu we have this thing called manners.
Well, please, perhaps we should try to cook one of these leeches and see if we can regain our lost energy.
Can I take a second to just examine the leeches to see if eating these things would be a good idea or not, if cooked properly?
So the leeches have all been kind of scared off by the fire, but you can make a nature check. And are you proficient in nature?
I am.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Not too
You can
sure.
tell it's
Could be. Could be a terrible idea. Could be.
considering. Yeah, considering that they made us feel missing things, I'm not gonna be inclined to cook them up. So I'm just gonna try and look for some more berries or something.
Okay. Make another survival check.
Survival.
Takara's gonna start eating a ration.
Okay.
Just she feels real empty.
Um. Yeah. So you managed to find another one of those berry bushes. And some more onions. Seem to be growing quite a bit in this area.
Can I take enough like onions to bring with me?
Um. Yes, I would say the food you find would count as 4 rations that you can either consume now, which would count for the day, or save. Well, you can save the onions. The berries probably won't be good for too much longer after being picked. So you can either have 4 rations for today or 2 rations permanently added to your inventory.
4 rations for now for today.
Okay. So unless Takara does otherwise, y'all don't need to expand rations for this day.
Already done.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, and you'll spend this time relaxing and trying to recover your strength. So you can go ahead and take a short rest, aka spend hit dice to get those spell slots back if you'd like. So it's
It's
you
a
can only
rough day.
get a single spell slot back, and you spend a number of hit dice equal to its level.
Oh, so I can only do one per short rest.
Correct.
Okay.
I
Well
got
then.
mine back that I lost.
In that case,
I will also be getting one back.
I will be getting one back and using my what is it called? Harness Divine Power to regain a spell slot.
Nice.
So I'll be getting 2, basically.
Cool. All right. Anything else I want to do before breaking camp and continuing westward?
Good.
I think I'm okay.
Alrighty.
We have officially moved one tile.
Hey, nobody said this jungle was easy to navigate. Let's go ahead and have everyone make a survival check for this next leg of the journey.
Hey.
Ooh! Alright, don't even bother. Oh, what a... Wait.
All right, time for my roll, guys.
So
Yikes.
who rolled a 19? It's a
Yeah,
dice rolled a
it's actually not
19,
too
but then
bad.
nobody's thing came up as 19. Weird.
Uh,
Anyway. Or maybe it got bumped. And
yeah, I think mine got bumped to 8.
okay.
Thanks for that.
Of course.
Yeah, but 2 natural 20s. You actually, going forward a bit, recognize some of the terrain from when you traveled to the ruins to rescue um, Tanu's wife and son. Um, so, I mean, you can head there if you'd like, or you can just, but like, either way, this area is familiar to you, and you, well, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I suppose I should ask, is anyone interested in going back to those ruins for any reason?
Not really.
Not in particular,
Okay.
no.
So you head on a bit further, and let's see. You see you continue past the ruins for about an hour, and then just in the middle of the woods, among all the trees and bushes and plants, you see a wooden like picket sign in the ground that says "Sail" on it.
How is it spelled?
SALE
Okay.
with an exclamation point.
SAIL. Is it like pointing somewhere or
The sign itself doesn't have like an arrow or anything in it now.
is there anything like behind the sign that I can see?
Um, make a perception check.
Yeah. I'm not really the person to be doing this, but
Glancing around, or like there's nothing on the back of the sign. You look up a bit. Probably about 100 feet or so further down the way, you see another sign in the distance, and it's can't exactly make out what's written on it, but it seems similar to this one in construction.
I mean, oh, there's another sign. Should we pursue this? Like, should we trust a sail in the middle of the jungle?
I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Okay. Core just runs into the distance. Well, I guess he doesn't want a good sail. Guys, anyone?
I'm torn. I agree in not wanting to trust a sign in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's kind of sus. Amogus.
But are we going this way anyway?
It's roughly in the direction you're heading. Not that you have too specific of a direction you're heading other than westward right now.
Well, as long as there aren't giant wasps, I'll be so.
Alternatively, there could be things worse than giant wasps.
No such thing. So far, in my experience, that has been the worst. Well, I have a short-term memory. Why don't we take a respectable distance from
Give
whatever?
it a wide berth.
Give it a wide berth. And just see what it's about.
Alright, so you make your way around this sign. And as you kind of go around, you can clearly see the second one as you move a bit in that direction. The second one also says sail with an exclamation point.
Well, that's just not helpful. I mean, why?
Their PR department needs some work.
I mean, do I see a third sign somewhere?
Glancing off in the same direction, yes, you do see a third sign, about 100 feet away.
Was there an exclamation point on the first sign?
Yes.
Okay.
How many are on the
Absolutely, absolutely thorough.
You head over towards this third sign. It says sail with an exclamation point.
I
Look
look
out.
up to the sky.
Shit. I place.
You should.
I cast create bonfire near the sign.
Okay, what did I miss?
We're sail shopping, sail hunting.
What? Oh, you're looking for the thing.
We're on sign number 4.
What? Are they all just saying sail?
Good prediction.
Bingo.
Yay.
What was his
Okay.
name, Mo?
So
Place
we'll,
the bonfire down and gonna keep walking forward.
you place the bonfire like far enough to where it won't catch the sign
Burns,
itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The ground nearby the sign erupts in flame as you conjure a few magical words, and I mean it's far enough the sign doesn't catch on fire. Nothing else seems to happen.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it up for as long as it'll last, and we're just gonna keep walking forward.
Okay. You do see a fourth sign that says sail with an exclamation point.
I would like to take out my shovel and start digging around the dirt that says sail.
Just a random spot near it.
Yeah, just like right in front of it.
Okay. I mean, you start digging a little bit. I mean, how long do you want to spend digging?
Until I get the sense that, okay, this isn't leading anywhere. Like maybe
Make a wisdom check.
5 feet or something like that.
That's a deep hole.
Core's a strong dude.
You
Amen.
dig a couple of, like, 3 feet maybe, and it takes you 10 minutes. Well, no, you get down to 5 feet in 10 minutes. But you don't see anything interesting. You get the sense that this is not leading you anywhere.
Okay, that was worth a shot.
Okay, Core looked down. I look up to the sky.
Lots of large branches overhead, and beyond that, the blue sky. Some clouds are rolling in.
So, is there a complete canopy, or
Not
I
quite.
guess?
It's like patchy in this part of
Okay.
the forest.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you know that like, although you're like a couple miles in, you're on the edge of the jungle. It gets much denser towards the center.
Doesn't make sense.
Do I get the sense that these signs are magical?
Make an
Nature.
Arcana check.
I'll be right back again.
Okay, no problem. Glancing over them a bit, typically magical artifacts are inscribed with some sort of rune work or have a certain level of craftsmanship to hold the enchantment in place. Or if they were, you check to see like if it might have been created with magic, or signs of magic being cast around it. As far as you can tell, it just seems to be wooden signs with paint for the letters.
I explained this to the party.
Eochora, can you put a little marker on the back of this sign?
I was just about to do that. I take out, I don't know, probably one of my javelins and just kind of carve a little mark.
Alright, so as you take out the javelin, and as you scratch a little mark into the sign, you see a little mark on the back of the sign.
I think it might just be a normal sign, but perhaps we go to the next one and see if it has the same mark. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
That'd be a great discount.
You continue on, and a little bit further up ahead, you see another sign.
But does it have my mark?
You walk around it and take a look at the back, and there is no mark on the back of the sign.
Is there a sixth sign?
Looking up ahead, yes, there does seem to be another one.
I'm gonna go to it.
Okay.
See if it
At this
has my
point,
mark.
I'm not stopping. I'm just gonna keep walking.
All right. The sixth sign does not have your mark, and you see Sir Coven just keep going, and he's probably up ahead of you now.
If I notice anything, I'll stop. But if I keep seeing more signs, I'm gonna keep heading towards the signs. Admittedly, focusing on the signs, but still, not completely absorbed by them either.
Okay. Are y'all following him?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So you continue on. Every couple 100 feet or so, the interval varies, but you keep seeing more signs that say sail. After another 30 minutes or so, you see a sign that says sail, and then underneath in smaller letters, just 1 more mile.
This is like ancient adware.
What direction have we been going in?
West.
West.
We have just stumbled onto the universe's very first free-to-play App Store app.
Okay, fellas, are we doubling down on this or are we heading back?
Fuck it.
It's sunk cost fallacy time. Let's go.
All right.
Roughly
So,
how far have we traveled since we saw the first sign?
make. Are you talking distance or time?
Distance.
Make a survival check.
What's the difference, my friend?
I mean, you've. Oof.
Yeah. It's a question.
Probably about roughly a mile since the first sign.
So we're halfway there.
Whoa. Living on a prayer.
Havoc. Let me kill these signs.
All right. So, you keep going. Past this sign. I mean, tell me if you want to stop, but or do anything else.
No, we're committed.
The next one says, "Sail, keep going."
I don't like your attitude sign.
Everything is telling me to not go, but I keep going.
All right. You continue on. The next sign says, "Sail, don't stop now."
I swear to God, if there's nothing at the end of this, I'm gonna be so pissed.
If this vendor doesn't have at least some sort of interesting accent, I don't know what they'll do.
He's gonna be like, "You just missed the sale, man. If you had been here
Oh.
5 minutes."
Let's go.
We have enough. What if we don't have enough money to buy anything at this sale?
Then it's not a good sale.
What if the things are really cool, but they're super expensive to start with?
We will make note of this place and return for next Black Friday.
Black.
One sec.
Black what?
Black Morndas, whatever.
What is? Ah, yes. Terrible massacre that day. Anyway,
Holy fuck.
let's keep going.
All right. Keep going. The next sign says, "Sail, almost there."
I don't believe. Should we just keep going?
Galena didn't raise no bitch. Keep walking.
Is that your mother saying?
I've had worse treks for the forest.
The next one says, oh, do you want to fill Liam in on how it's gone so far?
Cor, where
Okay.
did you come from? We've just been. We're on sign like 20.
And where did you go?
And they're getting more sassy with each one.
Sorry. I was looking for more signs in another area, and
Why?
Those weren't the signs you were looking for.
they were not the signs I was looking for. I had to move along.
Right.
Now I'm here.
Pressing on, you see another sign that says, "Sail, this is it."
What?
What?
On the sign, it says, "Sail, exclamation point, this is it."
But is there another sign?
Like one more? Or...
Looking up ahead, you do see another sign up ahead.
Oh,
Oh boy.
let's see it.
All right, you head up to this sign, and this sign says, "Sail, right here." And you look around for a second, and up ahead, you see something very interesting. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
If you had said another sign, I would have thrown my laptop.
Well, you'll just have to see what's there in 2 weeks.
It's something very interesting. We're holding you to that.
You've upset Whisper. She's
Not
like
the
reverse.
best. If it's not the best merchant we've ever seen in a D&D campaign, then it's gonna be a disappointment.
This dog is like reverse sneezing. And
All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.